Live on a Friday night, it's Utah Grizzlies hockey. As it's the second of a two-game series over in Kansas City, the second of four straight on the road as the Grizzlies take on the Kansas City Mavericks. Hi, everybody. I'm Tyson Whiting. Welcome to Utah Grizzlies hockey here on this Friday night. Grizzlies are looking to end a five-game losing streak, and it's a tough task as the Grizzlies are going up against a Kansas City Mavericks club who have won 11 straight at home. Mavericks on Wednesday night got an 8-3 victory. Kansas City scored 3 in the first, 2 in the second, and 3 more in the third. Damian Giroux had 3 goals and 1 assist to lead the Mavericks. Max Androv had 3 goals, and David Cotton, the Kansas City captain, had 2 goals and 1 assist. Utah was led by Mick Messner, who scored a second-period unassisted goal. Bradley Woods scored a third-period unassisted goal, and Cole Gallant scored with 52 seconds left in the third period. Kansas City on Wednesday was 1 for 2 on the power play. Grizzlies were 0 for 2. Kansas City once again won the shot battle. It was 47-26 on Wednesday night. Kansas City is second in the league in shots per game, and they are fourth in the league in shots allowed per contest. We'll see what the Grizzlies can do with the shot count, and most importantly, can they take advantage and bury their scoring chances. Goaltending matchup tonight has Jake Barczewski in net for the Grizzlies. He leads Utah with 9 victories on the season. On Wednesday night, it was Victor Osman getting the victory for Kansas City as he saved 23 of 26. Tonight, it will be Jack LaFontaine in net. LaFontaine has 2 NHL games under his belt, and he has a .917 save percentage and 2.13 goals against average. Well, it's going to be important for the Grizzlies to get off to a fast start. Kansas City on the season is outscoring opponents 64-36 in the first frame. And for the Grizzlies, they have been outscored 71-45. When the Grizzlies have had success in the month of February, it has come in games where they have had early leads. And that was in the 4-game road trip in early February, where the Grizzlies won 2 out of 3 games in Tulsa, where Utah did a good job playing with the lead and scoring first in all 3 of those games in that series. So it'll be important for the Grizzlies to get off to a fast start as they are facing a very high-powered Kansas City club that's playing with a ton of confidence. The Mavericks in their last 18 games have a record of 15-2-1. It's the 14th and final game in the month of February, and for the Grizzlies, they're looking for a victory. They are 4-7-1-1 in the month of February. So they're hoping to head into March on the winning note. We mentioned it's the last of a 2-game series. The Grizzlies will travel after tonight's game to Tulsa. They will face the Oilers on Saturday night at 6 o'clock, and Sunday afternoon will be at 2 p.m. So it's the first of 3 straight days of hockey for the Grizzlies, and they are taking on the team with the best record in the Western Conference. Kansas City won the Western Conference last season, and they're one of the favorites to repeat in the West. They have the best record in the Mountain Division, and they have the best record in the Western Conference. The Toledo Walleye have the second best mark in the conference. When we come back, we'll talk about who's been hot for the Grizzlies as of late, and we'll have face-off in about 10 minutes from now as we're in business on a Friday night. We're hanging out at the Grizz Cave just outside the Grizzlies team store at Maverick Center. If you're in the West Valley area, there's not hockey at Maverick Center tonight, but the SLC Stars are playing G League basketball. They're facing the LA Lakers G League affiliate. And you know who's on the roster for LA's G League affiliate? The South Bay Lakers. That's right. Bronny James will be in town. We're celebrating nepotism here at Maverick Center tonight. And come on down and watch Bronny James take on former NBA All-Star Isaiah Thomas, who's on the roster for the SLC Stars. Well, we're going to watch on Flow Sports, and hopefully the camera operators do their job so I can find a way to do mine. We'll come back and talk about who's been great for the Grizzlies as of late as we're in business on a Friday night, and you're listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires.
Welcome back to the Grizzlies Hockey Network. I'm Tyson Whiting. Face-off in about 10 minutes from now over at Cable Dahmer Arena. Well, Bradley Wood's been outstanding against Kansas City this season. He had a third-period unassisted goal against the Mavericks on Wednesday night in the series opener. In 6 games against Kansas City this year, Bradley Wood has 5 goals and 1 assist. So watch out for Wood. He will be wearing number 14 for the Grizzlies tonight. He's been one of the best rookie scorers in the league as he is 7th among league rookies with 37 points. Watch out for Mick Messner. He scored a second-period unassisted goal. Messner has 2 goals and 3 assists in 6 games against Kansas City. For the Mavericks, well, it's been their top 2 forward lines that have really gotten the job done against Utah. After all, Cade Borchard in 6 games against Utah this season has 17 points, 9 goals, 8 assists. He's got a plus 11 rating. Casey Carew has 1 goal and 10 assists in 6 games against the Grizzlies, and Carew has a plus 11 rating. Now, Borchard and Carew's plus 11s don't even lead the Mavericks against the Grizzlies this season. That goes to Max Androv, who scored 3 goals on Wednesday night in 6 games this season. Androv has 5 goals and 3 assists, and he has a plus 12 against Utah this year. He's averaging a plus 2 this season against the Grizzlies. Damian Giroux has 5 goals in 5 games against Utah this season. He had 3 goals and 1 assist on Wednesday night. So really, it's not been the depth players for Kansas City who have gotten it done against the Grizzlies. It's been their top 2 forward lines that have really contributed heavily to the Mavericks' attack. Utah is 2-4 against Kansas City this season. When we come back, we'll go over the lineups for both teams. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from Les.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies Hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting. Let's go over the lineups for both teams. First, for the visiting Utah Grizzlies, who are led by 4th-year head coach Ryan Kanasowicz. The assistant coach is Christian Horn. Athletic trainer is Colin Lee. The equipment manager is Jackson Hibbert, and the assistant equipment manager is DJ McFarland. Utah comes into play with a record of 17-29, 5-2 this season. They are 7-15, 1-1 on the road. Getting the start in net is Jake Barcheski. Vinny Duplessis the backup. Barczewski is 6'1" and 180 pounds. He's native of O'Fallon, Missouri, which, if I got my math and my maps correct, I think O'Fallon is more towards the St. Louis side of the state. Barczewski's got a record of 9-9-1-1 this season with an .893 save percentage and 3.84 goals against average. As we mentioned before, Vinny Duplessis, the backup. The starting defensive pairing for the Grizzlies includes Derek Dashke, who's got 11 goals and 32 assists in 46 games. Dashke leads Utah with a +5 rating this year. He is in his second full season as a pro, 6'2", 194 pounds, out of Miami of Ohio. And for Cooper Jones, he'll be wearing number 43 overall in 38 games. He has 4 goals and 3 assists. He does have 3 goals and 3 assists in a Utah uniform. Second defensive pairing for the Grizzlies includes Garrett Pike, who's making his second appearance in a Grizzlies uniform. He was reassigned from the AHL's Colorado Eagles a couple days ago, and he will be paired up with the newest Grizzly, Matt Araujo, who's going to be making his Grizzlies debut. He was just acquired in a trade with the Rapid City Rush, and he was acquired just yesterday in a trade with Rapid City, drove to the Salt Lake Valley, flew out to Kansas City, and he will be in the Grizzlies lineup tonight. He'll be wearing number 27. He appeared in 21 games for Rapid City this season, including 6 against the Grizzlies. Third defensive pairing is Lincoln Earn and Dylan Savankov. A little bit disconcerting. The video feed on Flow Sports is malfunctioning. That's a little bit disappointing. Hopefully we'll get that straightened out by the time face-off arrives. So the third defensive pairing against is Earn and Savankov. So that's the 6D men for the Grizzlies. Cade Jensen and Cody Corbett are going to be scratches in the Utah attack. Grizzlies starting forwards are Aaron Aragon, along with Mick Messner and Keaton Mastrodonato. So that's the starting forward line for the Grizzlies. They will be the second forward line on Ryan Kanasowicz's lineup sheet. Top forward line will be Adam Berg, along with Cole Gallant and Reed Webster. Gallant has a goal in 3 of his last 5 games. Adam Berg has 5 goals and 4 assists this season. And Reed Webster leads all Grizzly skaters in the month of February with 13 points. Third forward line is Craig Armstrong, Luke Manning, and Briley Wood. We had mentioned Wood. He's had success against Kansas City this year where he has 5 goals and 1 assist. Fourth forward line is Braden Nicolets, along with Tyson Upper and Dylan Fitz. The forward scratches for the Grizzlies are Neil Shea and Blake Wells. Not sure what is wrong with Shea. I hear it might be an upper body injury, but he is out of the Grizzlies lineup tonight. Well, when we come back, hopefully Flow Sports will work so we can have face-off. We'll also give you the Kansas City starters. In fact, let's give you the Mavericks starters before we head out and try to reboot this thing. Casey Carew, along with Max Androv and Cade Borchard, are the starting forwards. Borchard leads the league with 31 goals. He also leads the league with a +42 rating. Starting defensive pairing is Jake McLaughlin and Charlie Wright. Each of those defensemen were a +6 on Wednesday night in Kansas City's 8-3 victory. Well, when we come back, we'll have face-off on the other side. Jack LaFontaine will be the starter in net for the Mavericks. He's got a record of 15-4-0-1 with 3 shutouts and a .917 save percentage. Well, hopefully Flow Sports will reboot so we can have face-off, which should be coming up in a couple minutes. You've been tuned in to the pregame report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
With the Nitro card at Maverick, You always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
Well, it's a great day for hockey as two big standings points are on the line as Utah Grizzlies take on the Kansas City Mavericks in the second of a two-game series. Well, guess what? Looks like Flow Sports is down. Unfortunately, they're having technical difficulties, and so I'm unable to watch on the laptop here so far. So hopefully whatever issues they've got will be fixed immediately so we can try to describe the game to the listening audience on YouTube. And, geez, hopefully the people watching on Flow Sports can have something to see as well. Well, for the Grizzlies, it's game 54 of 72. And after tonight, they will be officially 3/4 of the way through the regular season. Well, it looks like Flow Sports is now working as we're about 40 seconds into the game. No score. As the puck goes into the Kansas City zone, Mavericks are wearing an orange jersey. As we're 45 seconds in, Kansas City crosses center ice, stepping over the offensive line. Berg took it away. He'll pitch it towards Lebster, and it's dashed back away by Kansas City. Grizzlies skate in left wing as Glant centering pass, righty shot, kick save by LaFontaine. Boy, Lebster had a good look as he'll feed it up top to the right side. Now back to the right. Garrett Pike fires towards the net. It goes wide as he was looking for Adam Berg to redirect it. As we're a minute 10 in, Utah's taken one shot, and it was a grade A chance by Reed Lebster. Left wing Grizzlies skate in, backhand shot, saved by LaFontaine. That shot was taken by Garrett Pike, who was along the near goal line. So Utah's already up to two shots, and just like that, we're a minute 15 into the contest. And thank goodness that Flow Sports eventually started to work. Uh-oh. I spoke too soon. We got a frozen screen as Grizzlies off to a pretty good start. Reed Lebster had a grade A chance on LaFontaine as he was skating in. And then Garrett Pike along the near goal line had a backhand attempt that was blocked away by Jack LaFontaine. And Kansas City, they got a pretty good 1-2 punch in net with Jack LaFontaine and Victor Osman. LaFontaine's got a 2.13 goals against average this year and a .917 save percentage. Osman has a 2.47 goals against average and .905 save percentage. Well, is this a repeat of what we saw in the month of November against the Wichita Thunder where we didn't get to see the entire game? I don't know, but it looks like Flow Sports is having issues as unfortunately we were able to see Grizzlies two shots. One was taken by Lebster, another by Garrett Pike. But unfortunately, the screen is now malfunctioning. So Grizzlies off to a pretty good start in the first minute and 15 seconds in. Utah, well, they had an offensive zone drop about a minute ago. Unfortunately, the feed is not working. So I'll come back and hopefully have some hockey to describe. No score, a couple minutes in. You're listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it or we'll replace it. No questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection. But at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires because more warranty means less worry. And nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from less.
Well, some technical difficulties over in Kansas City, apparently, with the Flow Sports feed. And the problem is that, unfortunately, it's the only way we're able to see the game. So my screen's frozen. I can't tell what's happening. Grizzlies, we do know, have taken the first 4 shots, according to the ECHL box score. We had mentioned that Reed Lebster and Garrett Pike had pretty good looks in the first minute 15 of the game. Dylan Fitz and Matt Arujo have each taken 1 shot. Arujo is making his Grizzlies debut. He was acquired in a trade yesterday with the Rapid City Rush. He played in 21 games with Rapid City, and he didn't have any points. I remember him being a pretty dependable defense-first type of defenseman when he was with Rapid City. The Rush traditionally have not been a team where their defensemen contribute a ton to their scoring attack. It seems like year in and year out, their forwards get the majority of their points. For the Grizzlies, though, their defensemen do contribute offensively quite a bit. And so I imagine Matt Arujo is going to have some offensive success as a Grizzly. He is a native of Brookhaven, New York. He was on the all-rookie SBHL team last season. Once again, we're unable to see what's going on over in Kansas City. As technical difficulties, I was really hoping this would be the case in Tulsa, because even when you are able to see the game, you can't actually see the action because the video production is so terrible. Kansas City's actually got a pretty good production, but it looks like, unfortunately, we're unable to see what's going on. Grizzlies have outshot Kansas City 4-0 here early on. Now Kansas City's responded with 2 shots, as defenseman Thomas Farrell has 1 shot, and a leading candidate for the league's MVP award, Cade Borchard, has a shot. Borchard leads the league with 31 goals this season. He's among the league leaders with 57 points. He leads the league with a +42 rating. It's his second year with the Mavericks, and it's his second strong season with Kansas City. Last year with the Mavericks in 71 games, he had 24 goals and 53 assists. So he was an assist machine with Kansas City, and this year he's really getting it done with the goal scoring. And the Mavericks skate in. McPherson shoots, he scores. And the Mavericks get on the board as Justin McPherson scores .335 in. He gets his 7th of the year. Right now it's listed as unassisted. And so after the Grizzlies took the first 4 shots of the game, according to the ECHL box score, Justin McPherson finds the back of the net. And it doesn't look like yet they've signaled who would get an assist on the goal, but Kansas City leads 1-0. McPherson's goal was scored 3 minutes and 35 seconds into the game. And we are literally looking at the ECHL app at the box score and following the game that way, as unfortunately Flow Sports is malfunctioning. So unable to see the action, but we do know the Mavericks for the second straight game have scored first. This season, when Kansas City has scored first, they have a record of 27-3-1-1. So they're virtually unbeatable when they score first. This is Kansas City's 53rd game this season, and it is the 33rd game where they have scored first. So Kansas City leads 1-0 as Justin McPherson scored .335 into the game. Grizzlies do lead the shot count 4-3. As we mentioned, according to the box score, Grizzlies had the first 4 shots of the game. Kansas City has quickly responded with 3 shots on Jake Barczewski. Now we'll come back in 1 minute. We'll try to hit the reload button, refresh button a million times, and we'll see if we can find a way to have a game to describe. The score is Kansas City 1, Utah 0. As we're about 4 minutes into the game. It's the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
Well, looks like we're back on with Flow Sports. Fingers crossed. Hopefully, that's the only issues we'll have tonight. Kansas City leads 1-0. Grizzlies have outshot the Mavericks 6-3. Kansas City in the offensive zone, left goal line. Mavericks skate in. Now backing out off the near wing wall. Charlie Wright fires towards the net. Saved by Barczewski. Kansas City skating from left to right here in the first period. Grizzlies from right to left as we attempt to see the game on Flow Sports. Right over to the high slot for McLaughlin. He gets pushed by Tyson Upper. Upper takes the puck. 2-on-1. Grizzlies over the offensive line. Utah gets towards Webster. Spins around. Left side. They go righty. Shot. And a score! Reed Webster gets his 15th of the year. And we're tied at 1 with 11:58 left in the first. Well, Grizzlies had a 2-on-1. I believe Gallant was over on the right side as Gallant took the puck away as he just overpowered Jake McLaughlin. Gallant got the puck, skated on the right side, fed it across to Webster. Webster very patient with his approach. Dangled back and forth twice. Got in the left circle. Found a good shooting angle. Found LaFontaine relaxing. And Webster fired away. Didn't get it high, didn't get low. Just somehow got it through Jack LaFontaine. So Webster gets his 15th of the year. Cole Gallant should get his 21st assist of the season. Gallant should get the only assist as we're now tied at 1. As we played 8 minutes, Grizzlies have outshot the Mavericks 7-3. Grizzlies in the offensive zone, the right point. Puck goes back to Neutrice. Grizzlies dump it back in. Kansas City chases after it. Mavericks dangle back and forth, now slide it up top. As Luke Lowhite, wearing number 8, will move it to his left. Mavericks skate towards the left circle, now around Utah's net. Kansas City pushes it up top. Mavericks feed it back towards the left side. Now it's the left circle. Kansas City will skate towards the high slot. Stop reverses fields Luke Lowhite. He's in the left point. He'll throw it across towards McPherson, the Kansas City goal scorer. He'll throw it down the middle of the ice. Kansas City's Nolan Sullivan trying to curl it out in front. And the puck goes wide of the mark. And icing is going to be called on Utah with 11:11 left in the first period. So, unfortunately, we were unable to see a few minutes worth of action. We didn't see the Kansas City goal that was scored by Justin McPherson. Apparently, it's unassisted, 3:35 in. We did get to see the Grizzlies goal. Reed Webster on a 2-on-1, converting from the left side. Cole Gallant picked up the assist. Max Andrav's out there with Cade Borchard and Casey Carew. Luke Manning's taking the draw for the Grizzlies. Manning's been a strong plus-minus provider for the Grizzlies lately. He's a +9 in his last 13 games. And that started in the month of February. 13 games in February. He's a +9 in the 13-game stretch. Dashke from the left point fires away wide. As we played 9 minutes in, Grizzlies have outshot the Mavericks 8-3. Puck goes towards the left corner. Dashke skates over there. Puck to flex up top. Luke Manning gets it. Manning fires towards the net. It misses wide. Grizzlies hustle after it in the left corner. Utah tried to shovel it back towards Aaron Aragon. Aragon delivered a hit on Cade Borchard as the puck slides back to Neutrice. Grizzlies skate back in, but they're offside as Lincoln Earn entered before the Grizzlies were able to tag back up in neutral ice. 10:34 is left in the first period. Justin McPherson scored 3:35 in for Kansas City. Reed Webster gets his 15th of the year. He tied it up from the left wing, 8:02 in. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
off and running on a Friday night. Utah's looking to bounce back after losing 8-3 on Wednesday as we're tied at 1. As we played about 9 minutes, Reed Lebster has gotten Utah on the board after Justin McPherson scored 3:35 in. Utah dumps it in from center ice. Grizz skate from right to left as we try to see the game on Flow Sports. Kansas City took it away. Luke Lowhite will slice one across as Kansas City will race out to center ice. Mavericks cross the center red line, although it looks more orange than red over at Cable Dahmer Arena. Orange, the primary color of Kansas City's jerseys tonight. Lowhite skates in. Right side gets around Dashke. Righty shot goes wide as he missed the net. Glove side on Barcheski. As Kansas City slices it around the boards towards the right corner, taking a Nolan Sullivan. Sullivan skates towards the left side, tries to feed it out in front towards Lowhite. It's picked off. Grizzlies will tap it off the far glass. Puck kept the opposite center ice. Kansas City gets it back. Mavericks will chip it in along the right wing. Grizzlies want icing. None to be had as Utah will race back behind Barcheski's net, wearing a white jersey with black numbers and professional green trim. Rink-wide feed connects to the left side. Grizzlies trying to drop it off for Braden Nicoletz. Puck goes back towards the left point. Lefty shot. Kicks off a stick on towards LaFontaine. Will kick it to his left to keep the play alive. Mavericks rink-wide feed connects. McCallum over to the left side. Lefty shot. And that one's blocked away by Barcheski. McCallum tonight is lined up with David Cotton and Damian Giroux. Grizzlies dump it back in. Mavericks will fire it off the near wing wall as Damian Giroux, who had 3 goals and 1 assist on Wednesday, moves to his left. Now back to Giroux. Giroux tried to rolls it around the boards as McCallum was cutting towards the right side. McCallum lets it go back to neutralize. Jimmy Mazza, number 77, moves it across to Nate Konepke, who wears number 5. Konepke had a cup of coffee in the AHL in years past. He'll throw it to the right side. McCallum. Now the puck reverses back to the left wing. Konepke trying to get to the corner. Utah took it away. Grizzlies bounce one out to center ice. Utah battles. And we believe Berg dumped it in. Puck towards the left wing wall, and it was Berg that dumped it in. Puck goes back to Kansas City. Mavericks will race out to neutralize. Down the middle of the ice, Kansas City across the center ice, and they'll backhand it in. Barcheski behind his net cuts it off. 8.5 minutes left in the first period. We're tied at 1. Utah's outshot Kansas City 10-4. Grizzlies along the left wing as Lebster and Gallant battle with a couple Mavericks. Now the puck goes to the left point. Kansas City keeps it in. They'll move it across. Charlie Wright stops on a dime just outside the right circle. He'll lay it as Mavericks will drop it back to the right side. Now back towards the left wing. Righty shot goes wide. That shot we believe was taken by Cade Borchard. Now the Mavericks towards the right wing. Will skate towards the point. Mavericks stop in the high slot as Borchard fires towards the net. And saved by Barcheski. As he holds on, 7:57 left in the first. And we're tied at 1. Grizzlies and the Mavericks. We're back in 1 minute on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection. But at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires because more warranty means less worry. And nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from...
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Now we're tied at 1. Grizzlies off to a pretty quick start. They took the first 4 shots of the game. Then Kansas City responded with 3 shots, including Justin McPherson's goal, 3:35 in. Grizzlies responded with a tying goal, 8:02 in, as Lebster got his 15th of the year, and Cole Gallant picked up an assist. And it is Gallant's 21st helper of the year. He now has a point in 4 of his last 6 games, with this being the 6th game. Draws in the Grizzlies zone. Max Androv, who had 3 goals on Wednesday. Androv in his second year with Kansas City. Androv and Borchard have been 2 of the significant reasons as to why Kansas City has been a powerhouse in the Western Conference over the last year and a half. As Mavericks win the draw, they get it up top. As pedaling towards the high slot is Jake McLaughlin, a fire lefty shot, and that's sticked away by Barcheski. Now behind the net, Borchard trying to cut it out in front towards Androv, and it bounced off the side of the net. Grizzlies tap it out to center ice. Manning will slice it ahead, looking for Wood in the slot, and the puck was overled for him as Kansas City gets it back. 7.5 minutes left in the first, tied at 1. Rink-wide feed to Casey Crew connects. Crew tried to throw it towards Borchard, the middle of the ice, and glanced off of Borchard's skate. Grizzlies rink-wide feed towards Armstrong. Did he get a piece of it? Yes, says the linesman. As McPherson over towards the left corner, now back towards McPherson as there's 7:05 left in the first on a moving clock. McPherson crosses center ice. He scored 3.5 minutes in. Gets it towards Crew over the line. Grizzlies tap it away as Utah along the near side gets it to Aragon at center ice left wing. And Aragon will bounce one into the left corner. He tried to chase after it. He got taken off the play by McPherson. Kansas City skates along the far wing boards. Grizzlies hustle after them. Utah brings it off the near wall at center ice. Aragon tried to one-handed ahead. Puck goes back into the Grizzlies zone with Utah in control. Matt Araujo wearing number 27 in his Grizzlies debut. Drops it as we believe the captain, Mick Messner, gets hit. Araujo back behind his net. Skates towards the corner, loses his balance. He gets back to his feet. 2-on-2 battle over in the corner. As puck goes back towards Utah. Now it reverts back to the corner. Araujo's paired up with Garrett Pike, who's surveying. Masha Donato looking as well. As puck stays in the corner, Araujo holds his ground. That's something the Grizzlies certainly need as guys who can win those battles along the boards. And Araujo held his ground pretty well. Grizzlies clear it out. Good job by the Grizzlies holding their ground along the boards for a good 20 seconds against Kansas City. Low height dumps it in as the Mavericks make a full line change. Less than 6 minutes left in the first period as we're tied at 1. Kansas City wins a lot of those 50-50 pucks with their speed, athleticism, and just their ability to play hard. Grizzlies look like they're doing a good job of winning those battles or at least holding their own along the wall. Puck in the right point. Kansas City keeps it in. Daniel Amesbury, nicknamed Diamond Hands, loses the puck. Diamond Hands is 127 penalty minutes in 25 games this season. As Kansas City has it back, they're in their own zone, skating from left to right. As the Mavericks skating with 17 tonight, they'll whip one out to center ice. Puck goes back towards the right wing off the screen. Now Kansas City will slice one ahead along the right wing towards Amesbury, who dumps it in. Chasing after, it's David Cotton. He gets there about the same time as a Grizzly. That was Cooper Jones. Dashke will move it to his right. Grizzlies along the left wing, cross center ice. Utah's Dylan Fitz dumps it in. He gets around Charlie Wright. Fitz gets it in the left corner, and he'll one-hand it to the opposite corner. Kansas City gets it back. They'll move it out to center ice. Grizzlies back defensively. 1-on-3, Crew over the line. He gets around Savankov. Now Crew trying to shovel it out in front. Grizzlies' Garrett Pike will clear it towards the near wing boards and chase after it. Pike gets there about the same time as a Maverick. Utah will slide it out to center ice. Chasing after it is Adam Berg, but getting there first is Kansas City. Now Gallant gets spun around, puck along the near boards in the Kansas City zone. Mavericks moving out to center ice. As Borchard crosses center ice, he'll spin it to his right for Carew. Carew, as he's falling down, takes a righty shot, and that one misses wide. Carew crashed along the boards, and we get a whistle. Utah might get a penalty as Carew slow to get to his feet. Grizzlies might have dragged him down with 4:27 left in the first. To my knowledge, you've been skating 5-on-5 this whole game until now. It's going to be a penalty on Utah. High sticking's the call. And when we come back in 1 minute, actually, it's a Grizzlies power play. Cade Borchard goes to the box. As Borchard had the puck, Casey Crew was over there with Savankov, but it must have been away from the play where Borchard picked up the high sticking minor. And so it's going to be a Utah power play when we come back. 4:27 left in the first. We're tied at 1 on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land.
Well, the Grizzlies are going to get a power play. It looks like Cade Borchard picked up a high sticking minor as there's 4 minutes and 27 seconds left in the first period. Utah's power play this season is 19.9%, ranked 12th in the league. Kansas City's penalty kill is 24th in the league at 78.3%. So we'll see if the Grizzlies can find a way to take a lead. Mick Messner will take the draw. He's got Mastrodonato to his left. That's the only two on the screen we see. Taking the draw for Kansas City's Luke Lowhite. Face-off won by Utah. Grizzlies will spin it back to Dashke, who gets to Mastrodonato, who's along the left wing. Grizzlies skate from right to left here in the period. Dashke across to Lepster. Lepster's got a goal tonight, 15 on the season. Back up top to Dashke. Fires towards the net, saved by LaFontaine. It kicks towards the near goal line. Mastrodonato hits the ice. Mavericks will bounce to the left side, but not out, as it was gloved and dropped by Dashke. Now the Mavericks get it back, and they'll lift it over Craig Armstrong's head as the puck goes deep into the Grizzlies zone. Jake Barcheski, the O'Fallon, Missouri native. I believe O'Fallon's more on the St. Louis side of the state as Grizzlies reset. Utah races out to center ice. Utah is without Neil Shea tonight, who's got 19 goals this season. Shea, no doubt, would have been a part of the Grizzlies power play unit. He's replaced tonight on this power play shift by Craig Armstrong. As Kansas City will loft it into the Grizzlies zone, gloved and dropped by Dashke. Dashke leads Utah with 18 power play points this season, 7 goals, 11 assists. Dashke casually gets over the line, gets to Berg on the left side as Grizzlies switched up skaters. Berg tried to throw it to the center of the ice, taken away by Cotton, who are ringing off the near wing boards. Kansas City races towards the left side, shorthanded. Mavericks get dragged around with Barcheski, and it looks like the Grizzlies will play on as Kansas City slow to get to their feet behind the net as Utah will step over the offense line. Kansas City takes it away. At center ice, the Mavericks skate in. Two Mavericks crossing like ships in the night. Almost ran into each other. Mavericks were onside, but they lost the puck as there was a Maverick behind Utah's net that came up limping. 22 seconds and counting left in Utah's power play. Manning over the line. So whip it to the left corner and chase after he gets cut off by Josh Throwers, a big 6'2", 225-pound defenseman. Mavericks towards the right corner. Get it ahead. Now the Mavericks race out to center ice as Kansas City over the offense line. 5 seconds left in Utah's power play. As the Grizzly goes down, Kansas City on the right side of the offensive zone. We're back to even strength. As coming out of the box is Cade Borchert, public enemy number 1 among Grizzlies fans' eyes. He's averaging close to 3 points a game against Utah. Mavericks over to the right wing as they spread the ice in the offensive zone. Throw across ice. Righty shot. That misses wide. That might have been Borchert that took the shot. Now high slot. Lefty shot. Rings off the end boards and bounces towards Barcheski. He covers up with 2:08 left in the first. Looked like it was Charlie Wright that took the shot from the high slot. Wright and Jake McLaughlin were each a +6 in Wednesday night's 8-3 victory. Both teams were off yesterday, and with the Grizzlies having 3 games this weekend, tonight in Kansas City, Saturday and Sunday in Tulsa, I'm not sure they got much of a practice in. The Maverick that was down was Damian Giroux, and he will walk on his own off the ice as the benches are not attached to the locker rooms over at Cable Dahmer Arena. So Giroux is off for the moment. Might be a skate issue, but although it did look like he crashed behind Barcheski's net with a bit of force. Right wing, righty shot, saved by Barcheski as the Mavericks won the faceoff. They get it up top. I think that was Thomas Farrell, number 24, who took the shot, as he is a +6 this season. Landon McCallum will take the draw against Tyson Upper. As draw won by Kansas City, Farrell fires towards the net. Didn't get all of a one-timer. Grizzlies along the left wing boards. Dylan Fitz in the area as Grizzlies win another battle along the boards. They've done a good job winning those battles here in the first period. Grizzlies get it back towards the left wing. Utah slices a blue line to blue line pass towards Braden Nicolets. Goes past him. Thomas Farrell will move it across as Kansas City out to center ice. Grizzlies try to one-hand it towards the Kansas City line. Skating over there is Lepster. Kansas City gets it back. 1.5 minutes is left in the first period. And we're tied at 1. Grizzlies have outshot the Mavericks 10-6. McCallum bounced it into the left corner like a basketball as Utah holds the ground, and the Grizzlies come out with a 50-50 puck. Utah crosses center ice as they'll skate towards the left point. Utah backhands it off the end boards. Fitz looking for Upper. Upper overskated it. Kansas City comes back up with it. As McCallum, he collides with the Grizzly. Taking the puck is Dashke. He'll skate towards the right circle. Now Dashke backhand hands one out towards the net. And that's sticked away by LaFontaine. Dashke tried to fire away on a pretty tough angle. Utah back in their own zone. Grizzlies get it towards Messner, who taps it off the near wall. Utah chasing after it as Manning collides with Jimmy Mazza as the Mavericks will wing it out towards center ice. Chasing after it's Jones. He gets at the Utah line. Less than 40 seconds left in the first period, and we're tied at 1. Grizzlies bounce one to the right wing. Stepping over the offensive line, skating towards the corner, and couldn't quite tell who it was. Puck goes towards the left side as Mastrodonato loses his stick. Aragon skates around Kansas City's net. He'll push it towards the right point. Grizzlies fire towards the net, and that one's blocked before it got to LaFontaine. Less than 20 seconds left in the period. Grizzlies bounce it back in as LaFontaine throws it to Jimmy Maz behind the Kansas City net. 10 seconds left in the first. Mavericks moving out towards their right as Kansas City gets to center ice, and they'll bounce it in. Carew gets hit at the Utah line, and it's a good first 20 minutes of play as time runs out. Jake McLaughlin scored 3:35 in, but the Grizzlies responded as they got a 2-on-1 about 8 minutes into the first period. Gallant fed it to Lepster in the left wing. Lepster took his time, dangled back and forth. Didn't fire it high, didn't fire it low, just somehow got it through Jack LaFontaine under his left arm as Lepster scored 8:02 in, with Cole Gallant picking up the lone assist. Grizzlies won the shot count in the first period 10-6. Utah had one power play in the first period, and they were denied. Cade Borchard had a high sticking minor. For the Grizzlies, Dylan Fitz and Reed Lepster each led the way with 2 shots. 6 other Grizzlies with 1 shot in the first period. For Kansas City, among their 10 shots, Thomas Farrell and Cade Borchard had 2. David Cotton and Justin McPherson had 1 shot, and obviously McPherson's 1 look found the back of the net, 3:35 in. It's the Grizzlies 1 and the Mavericks 1. We'll come back and recap the first 20 minutes. We'll also go over some scores from around the world of sports. You're tuned in to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
After one period over at Cable Dahmer Arena, we're tied at 1 between the Grizzlies and the Kansas City Mavericks. And considering how good Kansas City is in the first periods this season, well, the Mavericks have been pretty good in all 3 periods, but Grizzlies really held their own and, played a pretty strong period. One of the things to note is Grizzlies winning those battles along the boards, getting a lot more of the 50-50 pucks than they did on Wednesday night. Pretty good effort by Ryan Kanasowicz's crew in the first frame. Now, we didn't get to see the whole period. Right about the start of the game, all of a sudden, Flow Sports went on the fritz. For some reason, it stopped working. We did, however, see about a 30-second stretch early in the game where the Grizzlies were able to get 2 good shots. Lepster walked in towards LaFontaine, and he had a grade A chance. He was denied by LaFontaine. And then Garrett Pike, who's in his second game with the Grizzlies, he had spent all of this season in the American Hockey League with the Colorado Eagles. He had a pretty good look along the near goal line. Grizzlies ended up, according to the ECHL box score on the ECHL app where the stats are hidden, Grizzlies took the first 4 shots of the game. Kansas City responded with 3 unanswered shots, and while Flow Sports wasn't working, Justin McPherson found the back of the net unassisted, and he picked up his 7th of the year, 335 ins with an unassisted goal, especially 5-on-5. A lot of times you think turnover that was converted. We really don't know what happened, but McPherson scored, and right now it is listed as unassisted. So with him being a defenseman, we could assume that maybe he converted on a turnover, but we really don't know. I guess you had to be there to figure it out. I guess you had to be there to see it. Once we returned, it was probably about 6 or 7 minutes into the game where we finally were able to get a video feed. And not long after that, the Grizzlies had a 2-on-1. Cole Gallant took the puck away from Jake McLaughlin at the Kansas City line, skated from blue line to blue line along the right wing. Webster was cutting to the left side. Gallant got it across to Webster, and no one was really challenging Webster, so he was able to take his time, just kind of dangle back and forth. And he didn't try to go high on LaFontaine, didn't try to go low, just somehow, I think, snuck it under LaFontaine's left arm, just somehow got it through him as Webster picked up his 15th goal of the year. And Cole Gallant gets his 21st assist this year, and Gallant's had a pretty good month of February. In fact, February is probably the most successful month this season for Gallant. We certainly know that February is the best month of Reed Webster's season. He came into play tonight, leading the Grizzlies in points in February with 13. And with the first period goal, he now has 7 goals and 7 assists in the month of February. So he's been outstanding. Cole Gallant had a pretty good first period, and Adam Berg has been paired up with them for about the last 5 or 6 games. And Berg had a pretty good first period, even though he's just zeros on the statistical category. Utah did get a power play late in the first period as Cade Borcher got a high sticking minor, 15:33 in. Utah is 0 for 1 on the power play. Neil Shea is out of the lineup. We're not entirely sure why. I think it's an upper body injury, but obviously he would be on that power play unit. He was replaced on the top power play unit with Craig Armstrong tonight, as normally you would see Messner, Webster, Dashke, Machadonado, and a lot of times you'd see Shea on that power play unit, and it looked like Armstrong was in there in his place. So Grizzlies put together a pretty good first period as we're tied at 1. I mentioned the shot count. Kansas City most nights dominates the shot count. I think back to Wednesday night, Mavericks outshot the Grizzlies in all 3 periods, although they were tied 12-12 in the third period. But through the first 2 periods on Wednesday, Mavericks had outshot the Grizzlies 35-14. But it's Utah that had the 10-6 edge in the shot count. It was an outstanding defensive effort by Ryan Kanaswich's crew, and it really wasn't just the 6 defensemen on the ice. It seemed like every 4 chipped in and played a strong 2-way game. So we'll see what happens here in the second period. The second frame, as we mentioned, it seems like time and time again has been Utah's best so far this regular season. Utah is a -26 in the goal margin in the first period. They're a -24 in the third period, but in the second frame, they're just a -5. They have scored 69 goals in the second period and allowed 74. So we'll see what happens here in the second frame. But I think if you're a Grizzlies fan, you have to be pretty optimistic with what you saw. Then again, you had to be there to see the whole first period, but I think fans have to be pretty optimistic with how the start of this game has transpired. It's going to be a busy weekend of hockey for the Grizzlies. They were off yesterday, but obviously they played on Wednesday night in Kansas City, and they lost 8-3. Tomorrow, Grizzlies will be over at BOK Center in Tulsa. It's just a quick bus ride from Kansas City over to Tulsa, so the Grizzlies should have plenty of time to rest on Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon before getting ready for the Saturday night showdown. Now, remember, the Grizzlies did win 2 out of 3 games earlier in February in Tulsa, and the Oilers are also going to be battling a 3-on-3 with travel after tonight's game, as Tulsa is at Wichita's Intrust Bank Arena. After 1 period, Tulsa leads Wichita 2-0. That is certainly a big game with the playoff implications in the Mountain Division. Tulsa got first period goals from Tyler Polson and Connor Roulette. Talon Boyko saved all 5 shots he saw in the first period. Wichita's Trevor Gorsuch saved 13 of 15. as the Oilers are 1 for 1 on the power play. Wichita's 0 for 1. And Tulsa leads 2-0 after one period against the Wichita Thunder. So Grizzlies and the Oilers have the similar type of schedule. Road games tonight, and then both teams will meet over in Tulsa's BOK Center. Saturday night's going to be a 6:05 face-off. Sunday afternoon will be at 2:05. Other action involving Mountain Division opponents. Looks like Rapid City and Idaho are just underway. Rapid City, if I remember right, got a victory in overtime on Wednesday night. Their winning streak is now at 10 games. So Scott Bird's team has been red hot. The Rush are now a 500 club this season, 22-22, 5-3. Getting underway in a couple hours from now, Allen is at the Tahoe Night Monsters. When we come back, we'll check in on those who are living the dream, as there's 3 NHL games tonight. The Grizzlies NHL affiliate, the Colorado Avalanche, is in action. The Kansas City Mavericks are affiliated with the Seattle Kraken. Seattle is off tonight. Good start for the Grizzlies as they're tied at 1. Justin McPherson scored .335 in unassisted. Grizzlies got a goal from Reed Webster, assisted by Cole Gallant, 8:02 in. We'll come back and go over some NHL scores, and we'll talk some hockey along the way. We're tied at 1 after one period. You're tuned into the Intermission Report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West, or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from less.
After one period, we're tied at 1. Kansas City scored .335 in with Justin McPherson getting his 6th of the year. And for the Grizzlies, getting the tying goal was Reed Webster, who really caps off an amazing February. Webster now has a point in 10 of his last 12 games. And Cole Gallant, who has a goal in 3 of his last 5 games coming into play tonight, picked up a first-period assist. He now has 21 on the season. 2 NHL games in progress after 2 periods. The Maple Leafs lead the Rangers 2-1. Ekman Larson and William Nylander have the Toronto goals. Mika Zibanejad has the New York Rangers tally. Looks like the Rangers are going to be on the power play to start the third period, as New York has outshot Toronto 22-12. Thereafter 2 periods, Maple Leafs 2, Rangers 1. After 1 period, the Stars lead the Kings 3-1. Jason Robertson got the party started for Dallas. Matt Duchene and Logan Stankoven have the Stars goals. So Dallas, they outshot LA 14-9 in the first period, and the Stars have a 2-goal lead after 1. At 7 o'clock, the Minnesota Wild look to bounce back after last night's loss to the Utah Hockey Club 6-1. The Wild are in Denver to take on the Colorado Avalanche. That will get underway in about 10 minutes from now. The Avalanche are 34-24-2 this season. The Wild are 34, 21, and 4. So two teams are pretty close in the Western Conference standings. Right now, the Avalanche have the top spot in the wild card, and Minnesota is currently in third place in the Central Division. If you look at the Central, Winnipeg has 87 points, and they are running away with things over in the Central Division. Dallas is in second place with 74 points and a .655 point percentage. Minnesota is currently in third with 72 points and a .610 point percentage. Avalanche are in fourth. They've got 70 points and a .583 point percentage. In fifth place and playing pretty good hockey, having won 3 in a row, is the Utah Hockey Club. They're 27, 24, and 9 this season. They've got 63 standings points and a .525 point percentage. So watch out for Utah. They're playing pretty well. And last night, they really took it to the Minnesota Wild. Now, Minnesota was without their top goal scorer, but Clayton Keller scored 5 points. They got good goaltending from Veggie once again. Nick Schmaltz came back. He took a high stick in the face, drew a ton of blood late in the first period, came back, scored a goal. And what can you say? Utah dominated the third period. It took 14 minutes for the Wild to even get a shot off. And Utah won in the first, 2 in the second, and 3 in the third. They cruised to a 6-1 victory. The Utah Hockey Club takes on the New Jersey Devils tomorrow night. And that one should be an interesting one. And for Utah, it would be kind of fun here in the Salt Lake Valley in their first year of existence. The Utah Hockey Club makes a playoff run. They played some outstanding hockey, and what can you say? It was kind of fun yesterday watching warm-ups, seeing Marc-Andre Fleury come out first, indicating he was going to be the starting goaltender. And obviously you're talking about, the other goaltender for Minnesota. He's an outstanding player in the middle of his prime. We got another 10 to 15 years to see him, so I know there was a lot of people that were in attendance last night that were certainly thrilled to see Marc-Andre Fleury. This might be his last season, obviously a future Hall of Famer. I think a lot of people were thrilled to see him in net. He gave up 6, but sometimes we talk about the chicken and the egg thing with goaltenders. Sometimes goaltenders are like quarterbacks in football. Sometimes they're like coaches where you're going to get too much credit if things are going well, and you're going to get too much blame if you allow a lot of goals. When in reality, there's one from the point where Fleury was screened. The other ones were out in front of the net. And with those, you can probably give those to the defenseman. You got to find a way to not let the forwards get those grade A chances. It's sometimes tough when you're evaluating goaltenders. You just look at a basic save percentage, what a guy did in any given night, and you say, oh, he stopped 37 of 43. What a lousy night. But in reality, especially if you're getting the puck in those scoring areas and you don't have defensemen that are really battling in front of you, it can be a tough night for goaltenders, and goaltenders then end up getting more of the blame than they really should. Marc-Andre Fleury gave up 6, but he actually didn't play that bad of a game. So that was certainly fun to see, and that's the only perk of not going on the road trip and being in Kansas City. I would have loved to have had some barbecue, maybe gone to the Negro League Baseball Museum. I think the College Basketball Museum, the Hall of Fame, the College Basketball Hall of Fame might be in Kansas City as well. Now, the Grizzlies do have one more road trip to Kansas City. That's going to be in the month of March, and hopefully I can find a sponsor that can pay for me to get out there so we can see that 6-game road trip with, I think, 2 or 3 games being over in Kansas City. Well, it looks like both teams are on the bench. It looks like we're about set for second period action. The 5 that started the game for both teams will probably be the 5 that's out there right now. Getting the start for the Grizzlies tonight was Aaron Aragon with Mick Mester and Keaton Mastrodonato, and a defensive pairing of Derek Dashke and Cooper Jones. Looks like to start the second period, Casey Cruz out there with Max Androv and Cade Borchard, and a defensive pairing of Jake McLaughlin and Charlie Wright. Wright's been a key contributor for Kansas City all year. In 30 games, he has 4 goals and 13 assists. He's in his first season as a pro. He's also got some time in the AHL with the Coachella Valley Firebirds. Jack LaFontaine, who's got 2 games of NHL experience with the Carolina Hurricanes. He is in net. He played with the Hurricanes during the 2021-22 season. As a puck at center ice, Grizzlies in a white jersey tonight will skate from left to right as we try to see the game on Flow Sports. Messner will take the draw against Max Androv. As Messner looks over his left shoulder, Referees tonight are Chris Rumble and Scott Allen. The linesmen are Riley Hickey and Carl Van Hassel. We begun play in the second period as Kansas City wins the draw, right with a long-range feed towards the middle of the ice. The pass connects towards Borcher, but the puck goes back to neutral ice. Kansas City will fire back in, but they are offside as they fired away from their own territory. Icing on the Mavericks. Grizzlies will have an offensive zone draw 16 seconds into the second period. Well, let's see if Mick Messner, because of the technical difficulties, we didn't really hand out who our picks to click will be. I got to imagine Mick Messner, who played well on Wednesdays, played well against Kansas City all year. I think Messner's going to do something here in the final two periods. He's my pick to click. Messner wins the draw as Cooper Jones fires it off the end boards from the right point as the Grizzlies get it up top. Dashke over on the left side, trying to slice one towards Jones, fanned on it, and the puck ended up towards the left circle. Kansas City gets it, and they will cross center ice with speed. Andrew over the middle of the ice, skates around two Grizzlies, gets the crew, backhands it to the left corner. As Borchard lets it go towards Andrew, he gets a stick lefted. Now he gets it back. He'll drop it for Borchard over on the right side, who skates towards the point. Borchard cycles it back past Andrew towards the left corner. Crew gets it. He chips it out in front. Shot. That goes wide. That was taken by Borchard, the league's leading goal scorer, as he missed the net stick side on Barcheski. Grizzlies moving out to center. Kansas City bounced to the center ice. Lebster, the Grizzlies' first period goal scorer, gets it. He'll get it across to Berg. Berg pedals. Now he'll stop, pivot, get it back towards Lebster. He wings it to Garrett Pike in the left point. Pike feathers it across. Puck goes wide of the mark as it slides back towards the left point. In his Grizzlies debut is Matt Araujo wearing number 27. He'll throw it back to the right corner. Berg back towards Gallant, who fakes it to Araujo. Gallant moves to the left point. Grizzlies' Garrett Pike will skeet towards the left circle as he'll stop in the corner. He'll backhand it up top towards Araujo, across to Gallant. Back to Araujo. He's in the high slot, but the puck exits to neutral ice. Araujo will skate back into his own zone. He played in 21 games for Rapid City this season, including 6 against the Grizzlies. Gallant tried to get towards Pike, who was entering the offensive zone, but the whistle blows with 18-13 left in the second. My guess is the Grizzlies were offsides. Neither team's taken a shot here so far in the second period. Grizzlies trivia question tonight. Araujo, obviously, well, there's a penalty on the play. Somewhere off the screen, a hooking call was made. I think everybody's going towards the Mavericks zone, so it looks like it's going to be another Utah power play. Kansas City player, looks like Landon McCallum, number 11, shakes his head back and forth. He's going to serve 2 minutes. It's penalty minutes 52 and 53 on the season for McCallum. He gets 2 minutes for hooking. Grizzlies have their second power play of the game as Messner will take the tries out there with Craig Armstrong. Looks like Armstrong's kind of taken the place of Neil Shea, who's out of the lineup. Shea leads Utah with 19 goals this season. We imagine that Lebster, Dashke, and Mastrodonato are off the screen. Luke Loheit's taking the draw for Kansas City. I'm not sure if we've seen Damian Drew. Remember, he came up limping late in the first period. Drew does end up on Kansas City's penalty kill from time to time. Mavericks win the draw. They throw it to the right side. Lebster keeps it in. He'll throw it to the right goal line looking for Armstrong. He got occupied, so he couldn't get a shot off. Armstrong gets tripped up in front of the crease. Mavericks are able to clear it out. Dashke races after and gets the idle puck in his own zone. Now he'll do a half circle and slide it to his right. Lebster over the offensive line. We'll move it across. Grizzlies over the offensive line as Armstrong skates towards a corner, wings it around. Mastrodonato collects it over in the right point. He gets to Messner, gets occupied by Loheit. Another Maverick takes it, and they clear it all the way towards Barcheski. As they fired along the far wing boards, Barcheski cuts it off and drops it behind his net. Grizzlies reset the attack as Dashke gets around one Maverick. Dashke will race out to center ice. He'll slide it to his right for Lebster. Lebster over the line. Will stop over in the left point, dancing around, dangling. He's in the left circle, gets it across to Armstrong. Try to feather it out in front. Kansas City picks it off, and they'll bounce it all the way towards Barcheski, who gets on one hop of the ice in front of the crease. Late in the power play, Barcheski wings it towards the near side. Grizzlies skate from left to right here in the period. Utah switches up skaters. Racing across center ice is Garrett Pike. He'll drop it off. Grizzlies right wing. Gallant over to Wood over the line. Wood's got 4 power play goals this season. Gets up top to Pike over in the high slot. He'll slide it to his left as they direct it back towards Pike. One-timer. Kick saved by LaFontaine. Rebound goes towards the right point. Wood feathers it across. It's picked off by Kansas City. Pike cuts off Cotton's pursuit. Taking the puck away as Lepster will get it to Manning. Manning over the offensive line, trying to get towards Pike. It glanced off his stick. Loose puck. Androv gets there a stride ahead of him. Throws it towards the left corner. Kansas City wings it around. Action still in the Mavericks zone. Grizzlies keep it in as Manning over to Wood, back to Manning. He'll toss it his left. Less than 10 seconds left in the power play. Manning gets the left side. Grizzlies will bounce it across as Gallant accepts it at neutral ice. McCallum's out of the box. Utah's 0 for 2 on the power plays. We're tied at 1, 3.5 minutes into the second period. Gallant along the right wing loses the puck as Androv will move it ahead. McCallum over towards Borchard. Borchard skates towards the left corner, stops. Feathers it back towards the left wing. Kansas City tried to throw it to the point. McPherson was not at home over on the left side, so we'll retreat back to the Kansas City line. Mavericks skate back in. Borchard will race towards the left circle, take a righty shot. Saved by Barcheski as it bounced off his right blocker. Grizzlies will feather it out in front of their own nets. Lincoln Earn wearing number 20. Earn will bounce one to center ice. Kansas City's Androv will throw it towards his bench area. Pass towards Borchard goes tape to tape. Borchard skates towards the right corner. He gets engulfed by Dashke as Androv and Manning collide. 2-on-2 battle over in the right corner as Lincoln Earn looking nearby with a couple other Grizzlies. Dylan Fitz playing as forward. Puck goes towards Fitz. Fitz was a defenseman each of the last 2 games. Steps over the offensive line. He loses control of the puck. The Grizzlies are offside as the puck ended up entering and re-exiting and then coming back into the offensive zone. 15:37 left in the second period. Haven't seen many shots. Utah hasn't taken a shot officially in the second period. Kansas City only has 1. Trivia question. Matt Araujo wearing number 27. Can you recall which Grizzly earlier in the season wore number 27? We'll give you the answer during the next whistle. I think it's a pretty easy one, as this player just left the Grizzlies a couple weeks ago. Messner will take the drives, lined up with Aaron Aragon. Aragon wearing number 15. He has 5 goals and 3 assists in 35 games. Aragon stares down the mustached Nolan Sullivan. Sullivan wins the drop. Mavericks back in their own zone as Kansas City will move it out to center ice left wing, and they dump it in. Racing after it's Josh Thrower. If I remember right, I think Thrower at one point was a defenseman. He's acting as a forward this year. Kansas City throws it back towards the near circle. Grizzlies lose the puck off their stick. Thrower will bounce it as the puck pinballs and slides towards Barcheski, who covers up in the crease. 15:03 left. Now Diamond Hands pushes Mick Messner. Now Araujo trying to get in there. Amesbury, knowing that there's probably not a Grizzly player that can match his boxing skills, Amesbury decided to get all up in Barcheski's business. Amesbury's a guy you don't want to mess with, as he's one of those guys, I think, in the Federal League. The story has it he's actually banned from the Federal League. With all the penalty minutes and all the fights, he's got 9 fighting majors this season as he delivered a hit over in the left corner. That's his style of game, but he's the type of guy you want on your team any day. And yes, Amesbury, puck slid towards Barcheski, and Amesbury just made sure to give Barcheski a little bit of snow out in front of the crease. Drew had mentioned him battling an injury. He's out there. He wins the face-off, left side. Lefty shot goes wide. That was taken by Konepke. Now Konepke gets a high slot. Lefty shot. Saved by Barcheski. Puck still alive. Far circle. Grizzlies get it. Utah races out to center ice with good speed. Right wing feed towards Masher Donato. Glanced off of his stick. Mavericks come back the other way. Over the offensive line, Kansas City gets it towards Sullivan. I'll make that Drew wearing number 18. Drew wings it towards the right side. It goes past the Kansas City defenseman. Puck goes deep in the Maverick zone. Kansas City runs it down 5.5 minutes into the second period. We're still tied at 1. Mavericks have taken each of the first 3 shots in the period. Kansas City skates towards the right side, stops, drops it. Right circle, Kansas City. Feathers it out in front. Nobody home in front of Utah's net. As the puck goes all the way deep in the Kansas City zone, LaFontaine will race towards the corner. He cuts it off before it ended up in the restricted area. Mazza wings it across as Kansas City gets it back towards Mazza wearing number 77. He'll outlet it to center ice hard as it bounced off of McCallum's stick and bounces like a basketball towards Barcheski. He kicks it towards the left corner. Kansas City around Utah's net looking for a wraparound. Grizzlies poke it away. Utah races out to center ice. Gallant crosses center and drops for Lepster over the offensive line right point. Lepster dangles back and forth. He'll bounce it off a Maverick. Puck goes back towards Lepster. He'll skate towards the right corner. Grizzlies in white helmets with a white jersey. He'll spin it around. Puck goes wide of the mark. Kansas City runs it down. They'll skate towards the right circle. Good job by a Grizzly cutting off Kansas City's pursuit as Utah delivers a hit on Luke Lowhite. That was Garrett Pike. Centering pass lefty. Shot saved by Barcheski as he holds on. Now he gets some real pushing and shoving over in the right side as Lincoln Earn and Garrett Pike over there. It was Pike that delivered a great defensive play as Maverick was skating along the right wing. Pike played the angle perfectly. 13:28 left in the second. Draws give me the Grizzlies zone when we come back. We're tied at 1. Both teams have 10 shots. You're tuned in to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
We're tied at 1. Early stages of the second period. The trivia question, who was the last guy to wear number 27 before Matt Arujo took that number? He's wearing it tonight. It's Cade Nilsson. Nilsson, who is playing in the EIHL. That's where he started the year with the Glasgow Clan. His father is a coach in that league, and really it's a return trip home for Cade Nilsson, who had 3 goals and 11 assists in 43 games for the Grizzlies this season. Draws give me the Grizzlies zone. Action starting to get a little bit more physical over the last couple of whistles. As Kansas City has their top forward line of the ice with Androv, Carew, and Borchard. Grizzlies have Lincoln Earn. He's one of the defensemen. Taking the draw for the Grizzlies, I think, is Luke Manning, crouching down wearing number 16. Mavericks win the draw. They're in the offensive zone, skating from right to left. McPherson, high slot. Lefty shot goes wide. McPherson has Kansas City's lone goal tonight. He scored .335 into the first period. Briley Wood fires a pass angle left, and it goes wide of Craig Armstrong. Grizzlies race after there. No icing on the play. Wood gets it in the right side offensive zone. No bouncing off the end boards. Puck slides along the left wing wall. Dashke throws it behind the net. Manning gets double teamed. Luke Manning, a +9 here in the month of February, tries to feather it out in front. Kansas City picks it off. Grizzlies keep it in. Armstrong will slice it back in deep. Manning in the right corner gets it to Wood. Wood throws a hot pass to Armstrong, goes tape to tape. Wood, as Armstrong slides it towards the left side. Lefty shot by Dashke is blocked away by LaFontaine. Puck is cycled back towards Wood, who feeds up top. Lincoln Earn. One-timer goes wide. Earn on a righty blast, missed the net glove side. Kansas City gets it, and they'll button hook it back towards the front of their net as they'll wing a pass angle left to center ice. Carew dumps it in. He chases after it. Crew's got outstanding speed. Puck goes back towards the right side, and the whistle blows. As puck might have deflected out of place. Carew got there astride behind a Grizzly. 12 minutes and 16 seconds are left in the first. And a penalty was called. Holding is the penalty. Everybody's skating towards the Grizzly zone, so it looks like it is a Utah penalty. As Kansas City was there in the offensive zone. Let's see if we can pick up what happened. It was Androv skating towards the offensive zone. Briley Wood grabbed Androv's right arm, spun him around a little bit, and that was the penalty. Briley Wood gets 2 minutes for holding. 12:16 left in the second period. Kansas City's power play this season is tied for 9th in the league at 20.4%. Grizzlies' penalty kill is 70.4%, last in the league. Mavericks win the draw. McPherson over towards Luke Lowe, height number 8. He'll pedal back and forth on the left side. Now he'll slide towards the left circle. Now he gets back up top to McPherson, over to Low height. Low height surveys, dangles back and forth, feathers it across. Puck bounced off a Kansas City stick. They regather it in the right corner. Mavericks slide it up top. Now back towards the corner. It's picked off by Utah, and the Grizz clear it out. Kansas City's outshot Utah 5-1 so far in the second period. Mavericks center from the left wing. David Cotton, 2 goals and 1 assist last night. He'll bounce one towards Drew, who moves it to the right point along the boards. Mavericks, right point, lefty shot. Saved by Barcheski. He holds on. Drew was out in front of the net battling with Aragon. Cooper Jones in the area as well. Barcheski was able to snatch it. He has saved 11 of 12 so far. So it'll be an offensive zone draw once again. Tano had the Kansas City coach looking on. Longtime Rapid City defenseman Riley Wazlowski is the associate coach. Another fancy term for assistant coach. Christian Horn, the assistant coach for the Grizzlies. Ryan Kanaswich in his fourth season as Grizzlies head coach. McCallum will take the draw against Aragon. Draw won by Aragon, the Grizzlies. Utah races towards the end boards, and they'll slice along the wall as Crew didn't hold the left point line. As Mavericks, LaFontaine will throw it around his net. Mavericks about halfway through the power play, cross center ice. As Crew zips it around the wall. Puck goes to Androv on the right side. He'll feather it back up top. Now back to Androv, who has 16 goals this season. He'll throw it to the right goal line. Mavericks get it back to Androv. He's a great passer. He's over to the right side, dangling back and forth. He gets up top. Now Kansas City over to Carew. He's in the left wing. He'll throw it to the near goal line for Borchert. Cross-ice feed to Androv. He has a glance off his stick. He spins around trying to locate it. Grizzlies take the puck and they'll clear it out. As LaFontaine lets it go. It's the Grizzlies' goal! Utah dumped it all the way cross ice. LaFontaine fumbled it, and the Grizzlies take a 2-1 lead. Utah scored from about 150 feet out. Lincoln Earn's the one that the camera spotlights. I think Earn was just trying to clear it out. Just a normal penalty kill clear. LaFontaine had a glance off his stick, and it found the back of the net. Earn helicoptered all the way to LaFontaine. It glanced off his stick and wobbled into the goal. Oh, boy, LaFontaine would love to have that one back. He just tried to collect it along the far goal line. It glanced off his stick, and the Grizzlies get a huge break as they get their fifth shorthanded goal this season. Utah now leads 2-1. Well, you'd love to make Sports Center, but that was definitely a not top 10 play. As Kansas City steps over the offensive line, Lincoln Earn gets his first as a Grizzly. It's his second goal overall this season. This is 28th game in the league. Kansas City still on the power play for the next 10 seconds as Earn scored from about 160 feet away. As Kansas City gets it towards low height, left side, righty shot, saved by Barczewski. Rebound goes towards the left corner. As low height dances around, he skates towards the left circle, back to 5-on-5 skating. As Wood is out of the box, he joins the play in the Grizzlies zone. Kansas City to the right side, gets it to David Cotton, who skates towards the right goal line. Now around Utah's net, wraparound shot, saved by Barczewski. Rebound goes wide as Cotton skates towards the left wing boards. Throws it back to the point. McPherson pedals with the blue line nearby. Now he skates towards the right point, stops, fires lefty shot, and it's blocked about 10 feet in front of Barczewski. McPherson gets it back. He'll move it out in front. Barczewski has a bounce towards him. Grizzlies box him out. Good job out in front by Manning, Wood, and Dashke as Drew and Manning have some words for each other. As Barczewski was able to cover up. Lincoln Earn just trying to clear the puck. LaFontaine tried to collect it along the far goal line. It glanced off the LaFontaine's stick and into the back of his own net. So Lincoln Earn, we believe that's an unassisted goal. He gave Utah a 2-1 lead as there's 9:46 left in the second. Oh, they're going to give Manning a penalty. Manning can't believe it. He doesn't know why he's the only one going to the box. Kansas City appears to be on a power play when we come back. It's the Grizzlies 2 and the Mavericks 1. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
Lincoln Earn gets his first as a Grizzly, his second goal overall this season, and he's making his third team. Earn had been with two other teams this season, and he just got the puck on the penalty kill, cleared it out, and LaFontaine just kind of casually wanted to, collect it and keep the play alive, looking for an outlet pass. It glanced off LaFontaine's stick and went in the back of his own net. Earn did score one goal in 14 games with the Iowa Heartlanders this season. Luke Manning gets 2 minutes for roughing, 10-14 into the second, so Kansas City gets their second power play of the second period. Mavericks win the draw. Charlie Wright gets the crew in the left wing. Utah leads 2-1. As the Grizzlies picked up their fifth shorthanded goal this season when Earn scored from about 160 feet away. As Mavericks, Charlie Wright over in the high slot, fires towards the net, looking for Borch to redirect it. Puck goes all the way towards Jake Barcheski, and he will cover up in the crease and hold on with 9:27 left in the second. Charlie Wright just kind of dangled back and forth from the high slot. Dashke did a good job out in front of the net. He was battling with McCallum. And, Wright was able to find Borchard. Borchard with kind of that one-time tap towards the net, but Barcheski was quick as a cat, moving to his right to make the stop. 142 is left in Kansas City's power play. We've passed the halfway point of the scheduled 60-minute affair. Kansas City scored 3:35 into the first. McPherson got his 7th of the year. Reed Lebster got Utah on the board 8:02 into the first, with Gallant getting the assist. It was tied at 1 after 1 period. The only goal scored so far in the second period was Lincoln Erm, unassisted. He fired from about 160 feet away, and off of assistance from Jack LaFontaine's stick, Utah leads 2-1. Kansas City over the offensive line. Mavericks bounce it to the left wing, now to the corner, near side, back to Carew. Carew dangles back and forth. He's got 10 assists against Utah this season. He'll push it up top to the right wing. Mavericks get it up top. Charlie Wright, high slot, pedals towards his left. Now slide it to his right. Andrew right circle, dangles back and forth, gets to McCallum, who tried to throw it between his legs towards Borcher. It's kicked away by Jones. Borcher gets it back, but he's in the left corner. Borcher gets held up by Jones. Borcher goes down, gain the puck's Mester. He'll throw it up but not out. Right over to the right side. Now back to Charlie Wright. He'll take a lefty shot. Saved by Barcheski. Rebound shot. Saved by Barcheski again. Now around the net. McCallum throws to the right side. Kansas City skates in. Lefty shot. Saved by Barcheski. Rebound goes to Utah. And clearing it out is Keaton Mastrodonato. LaFontaine outlets the pass with a bit of fury over towards Carew. And Carew, rink-wide feeds picked off. Kansas City has it back of their blue line. Battle over at center ice. Puck goes back towards Wright. It goes past him. Slides towards LaFontaine, who moves to his right for Charlie Wright. Wright spells his last name W-R-I-G-H-T. As Mavericks towards the left wing, gets to center ice. Cotton one-hands it in. Barcheski lets it go to the right corner. Pike collided with the Maverick. As Lincoln Erm will push to the right point, but not out. As Mavericks, we believe that's McPherson, throws to the right side. As Sullivan gets towards the right goal line, back towards Sullivan. He fumbles the puck, and now it goes down to new tries. Grizzlies are doing a good job winning the one-on-one battles, the 50-50 pucks. Utah's protecting Barcheski magnificently out in front of the net. Coming out of the penalty box is Luke Manning. He joins the play as the puck goes deep into the Kansas City zone. As Mavericks win a foot race with Dylan Fitz in the area, puck goes back to Kansas City. As Thomas Farrell, who had 2 first-period shots, skates around a Grizzly. Farrell's second game against Utah this season will guide it to his right. Mavericks over the offensive line, right wing. Kansas City, right wing, righty shot goes wide on a tough angle on Barcheski. McPherson trying to fire towards the net, and it glances off a stick as Matt Araujo is battling with number 25, Chase Brand, who has 2 goals and 3 assists this season. Puck back at new tries. Kansas City will bounce it back in. Grizzlies collect it. Utah skating from left to right here in the period. Araujo throws it around Utah's net. Now back to Araujo wearing number 27. And still slicing off the near boards. Puck goes towards the left point, kept in by Josh Thrower. Mavericks left wing get cut off by Upper. Upper bounced by Amesbury. Now behind the net. Upper holding his ground against a very strong Daniel Amesbury. As Dashke looking nearby. As now Araujo holds his ground. Dashke comes out of the pile with the puck. He gets it towards Fitz. Fitz tried to pitchfork it ahead, and the puck will slide. Does new tries. Kansas City crosses center again. As collision. Knepke over there with the Grizzly. Now Amesbury dumps the Grizzly down at center ice. And Nicolette's wants to get after it with Amesbury. The linesmen step in. Looked like there was another Maverick that wanted to fight at center ice. As there's 6:18 left in the second. Business is picking up over at Cable Dahmer Arena. Amesbury puts both hands in the air as he's going to skate towards the penalty box. The fans, obviously Amesbury, a fan favorite over in Kansas City. Knaswich looking over. I don't know if the Grizzlies going to go. As it looked like Amesbury and Braden Nicolettes were tying up, and the linesman stepped in, probably for Nicolette's benefit. Although I imagine Nicolettes would hold his ground against Diamond Hands. Not sure yet if a Grizzlies go into the box. It looked like as they were spotlighting Amesbury and Nicolettes, looked like there was another Maverick that was kind of backpedaling towards center ice, wanting to go with the Grizzly. And that must not have materialized. So we'll see. We've had a few power plays here in the second period. Kansas City's had 2 power plays in the second period. Grizzlies have had 1. As there's 6:18 left in the second. Utah leads 2-1 on a first period goal from Reed Lebster and a second period goal from Lincoln Earn as Utah scored 2 unanswered. Scott Allen, the big 6'8 referee, says an interference to the call, and that might be Amesbury in the box. So it looks like Utah will get a power play. Earlier in that shift, Tyson Upper really did a good job in battling with the Amesbury at center ice. Amesbury just knocked down Nicolette's. And then Nicolette's got back up to defend himself. The linesman stepped in. That was Carl Van Hassel getting in between them. So it does look like it's going to be a Utah power play as we have 6:18 left in the second. Grizzlies, quite frankly, have been a little bit cold on the man advantage. They're certainly due. Messner will take the draw. He wins it. Lebster gets up top towards Dashke. Dashke feathers it to Mastrodonado, gets it back to Dashke, directs it to Lebster on the right side. Lebster just outside the circle, gets to the right goal line. Messner skates in. Lefty shot. Saved by LaFontaine. What it looked like for half a second, LaFontaine was looking over his right shoulder, making sure he had it, and he collects it. His play stops with 6:05 left in the second. Grizzlies working the puck around pretty well as Dashke got it to Lebster, then down the middle of the ice for Messner. As Messner just was the right side, tried to curl the puck towards his left and fire it past LaFontaine. But the Kansas City goaltender was able to make the stop. Grizzlies win the draw. Mastrodonado over to Dashke. Grizzlies in the offensive zone. Now Lebster on the right side. Lebster back to Messner, trying the same move. He fires towards LaFontaine. Big pile up in the crease. It looks like LaFontaine once again has made the stop. Messner tried the exact same move once again. Lebster had the puck on the right side, got to the goal line for Messner. Messner tried to curl it towards his left, fire it past LaFontaine. I think Messner is trying for a slightly different move. LaFontaine was able to make the stop again. Oh, Messner kind of had a bob off his stick. He didn't get a good shot off as he was battling with Farrell. Once Messner got the puck, as they showed the replay, had a good look on LaFontaine. He went low on him, but that was one of those where you almost want to fire it off a guy's pad and hope that somebody else collects the rebound and scores. Utah wins the draw again. Mastrodonado over on the right wing skates towards the corner. He surveys. The Maestro feeds up top to Lebster. He's on the right side. Lebster back to Mastrodonado as the Maestro over on the right side skates in the corner, dancing around. He gets held up. Armstrong and Lebster skate over there. Armstrong gets tumbled down by a Maverick. Utah feeds up top. Grizzlies cut it off in the left point. Now back to Mastrodonado, right side. His shot's chipped away by right. Puck goes to the high slot. Armstrong back towards Mastrodonado. Take a righty shot. Saved by LaFontaine. Rebound goes back towards Maestro. He has a glance off his stick, and Charlie Wright will throw it around his net, and the Mavericks will clear it all the way out. About 50 seconds left in Utah's power plays. The Grizzlies will reshuffle the deck. Kansas City gets 4 fresh tires on their penalty kill as Utah will throw it back into their own zone. Grizzlies lead 2-1. Gallant moves it across, pass behind Manning. Utah still has it their line. Manning gets spun around as he was trying to accept the pass. Kansas City skates in. Right side, righty shot. Saved by Barczewski. Wood gets the puck. He'll throw it behind his net. Grizzlies less than 30 seconds left in the power play. Will skate from left to right. Utah will bank it off the near boards. As Gallant gets the puck, he's got 1 assist tonight. He'll get it out to Wood on the right side. Wood's got 4 or 5 goals against Kansas City this year. He'll throw it to the middle of the ice, and it was overled as he was trying to get Manning, but he couldn't reach it. Mavericks clear it back to center. Grizzlies, less than 10 seconds left in the power play. Wood will move it to his left. Grizzlies step over the offensive line. Utah, unfortunately, over the last 6 or 7 games, has been pretty cold on the power play. As coming out of the box is Diamond Hands. He'll join the play. Puck towards the right side. Oh, Diamond Hands just obliterated Cole Gallant over in the corner. He gets back to his feet, though. Mavericks over the offensive line. Drew, left side, lefty shot. Saved by Barczewski. Rebound as Drew gets cut off by a Grizzly. 4 minutes and counting left in the second period. Low height left side. He'll take a righty shot that goes wide. He missed the net stick side on Barczewski. McCallum towards low height. He lets it go. As Mavericks over to the left side, stopping the point. Drew will skate towards the right circle. He'll drop it back to the right point. Mavericks throw it to the middle of the ice for McCallum. Will take a righty shot that's blocked. Puck goes to the high slot. Mavericks will bank it off the near boards. Puck slides around the wall as Cooper Jones gets boxed out. Mavericks towards the right side. Fire lefty shot. Rebound shot and a score. David Cotton gets his 12th of the year with 3:30 left in the second. And we're now tied at 2. So Cotton lights up the scoreboard. Puck was over on the right side. Mavericks did a good job moving the puck around, keeping it in the offensive zone. It was cycled. Drew battled with Jones, and Drew fed it up top. Mavericks fired towards McCallum, looking to redirect it. Went past him. Puck ricocheted off the end boards towards Cotton, who was all alone over on the left side. Cotton said, "Hey, look what I found near the goal line." He just shoveled it towards the net and past Barcheski. Pretty creative goal by Cotton on kind of a tough angle. Barcheski threw his stick towards his right, trying to somehow get a piece of it. But David Cotton gets his third goal of the series, as Cotton, sporting a beard, has a laugh with Landon McCallum over on the Mavericks bench. So we're tied at 2. Both teams have 1 goal in each of the 2 frames. Kansas City wins the draw. They're back in their own zone, skating from right to left. McLaughlin, Maverick got tripped, and neither referee spotted it. We play on. As deep in the Grizzlies zone, Lincoln Earn will throw it across. Grizzlies will hike it out to center ice. Bouncing puck, Luke Manning will dump it in. Armstrong chasing after it with McMessner. LaFontaine behind his net will fire it towards the far side. Now the puck is cycled around. Grizzlies get hit over in the right corner as Messner got bounced off the glass. Kansas City will cross center ice. Grizzlies back defensively. Mavericks will move it to the left wing. Carew will take a righty shot, and that one goes wide. Grizzlies might have gotten a stick in the way with Lincoln Earn in the area. As Kansas City gets it back towards the left wing, Mavericks skate in. Charlie right lefty shot, saved by Barcheski, and he holds on. Lincoln Earn, Aaron Aragon, and Keaton Mastrodonato do a good job building a wall in front of Utah's net. David Cotton tied it up with 3:30 left in the second period. There's now less than 3 minutes left in the middle frame as we're tied at 2. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
They're tied at 2 with less than 3 minutes left in the second period. Draws in the Grizzlies zone left circle. Tyson Epper will take it against Kansas City's Nolan Sullivan. Sullivan has 7 goals and 14 assists in 52 games. Upper making his 26th appearance, the first-year pro out of the University of Calgary. And the draw won by Kansas City. We're tied at 2. Luke Lowhite skates towards the middle of the ice, falls down, and on 2 knees, got it towards Charlie Wright in the right wing. Wright lays it for Lowhite, who skates towards the right circle, take a righty shot, saved by Barcheski. Rebound goes towards Dylan Fitz. Fitz acting as a forward once again tonight after playing as a defenseman each of the last 2 games. Nick Letts dumps it in. He delivers a hit. Fitz skates over to the left corner. Fitz will slice it off the far wall to the left point. Dashke keeps it in across to Jones. Right side, righty shot. Glove saved by LaFontaine. And now Nolan Sullivan and Dylan Fitz really getting after it. Now Fitz and 2 Mavericks are battling. Both linesmen are trying to get between Chase Brand, Nolan Sullivan, and the Grizzlies' Dylan Fitz. Now all 3 players will cease and desist. Good physical shift by Fitz, who has 6 goals and 7 assists this season. Fitz acting as a forward, lined up with Braden Nicoletts and Tyson Upper. Grizzlies did a pretty good job firing on towards LaFontaine as Fitz was over in the slot trying to redirect it. He did get a piece of it. But one of the things, when you're facing a goaltender like LaFontaine, you got to get traffic out in front, because if he can see it, he'll most likely save it. Well, Kansas City gets a penalty. Looks like Brand goes into the box. As looked like there were 2 Mavericks and a Grizzly out there. Fitz in the box as well for Utah. So it looks like Brand and Fitz each get matching roughing minors, we imagine. And so, well, now they say Kansas City's got a 2-minute power play according to the score bug. Now, of course, the score bug redirects itself. We're skating 4-on-4. Utah did score a 4-on-4 goal late in Wednesday's game. Grizzlies have 4 goals in a 4-on-4 situation, and they've allowed 2. 2:10 left in the second period. Kansas City wins the draw. We will skate 4-on-4 for most of the rest of this period. Kansas City will cross center ice. Mavericks will whip it in from center ice. Puck along the boards towards the near side. Gallant has it glanced off his stick. Cotton feeds up top to McPherson, who moves to the right wing. Mavericks slice back to Cotton off his stick off the boards. Now Cotton battles with Jones. Puck goes directly into the corner. Grizzlies deliver a hit as Lepster in the area trying to locate it. McPherson took it away from him. McPherson throws it in front of the net looking for a Maverick. Maverick on a backhand attempt. Gets it brushed away. Grizzlies cleared off the near wing boards, but not out. McPherson, left goal line, tries to muscle his way through. Grizzlies, Matt Araujo holding his ground. Araujo's got pretty good size at 6'2", 195 pounds. Now the Grizzlies race out to center ice. Right wing feed for Gallant off the stick onto Gallant. Gallant will move to the left side. Grizzlies in the offensive zone, dancing around, skating towards the left side, looking for a centering pass to Dashke. Dashke collects it, but he was not in a shooting angle. Across to Gallant, over to Araujo. Left side, Araujo gets it back towards Dashke. Is in the left circle. Dashke will skate back towards Araujo. He'll drop it back for the high slot. Grizzlies will race towards their right. Stop on the right point. As Messner gets to the Dashke, moves to the right side. Glanced off of Araujo's stick. Now Kansas City comes back the other way. Left wing. Andrew throws to the right side. Now back to Andrew left side. It bounced off of his stick. The 2-on-1. Kansas City couldn't convert. And that was two of the best players in the league, Andrew and Borcher, out there with a 2-on-1. Grizzlies come back to center ice. Messner angles a pass to the left. Grizzlies skate in. Left point. Righty shot saved by LaFontaine. He holds on with 34.8 seconds left in the second period. LaFontaine shaking his head up and down. As Grizzlies done a pretty good job of the transition game. Messner got it towards the left wing. Looked like it was Mastrodonato, the second-year pro out of Canisius, that took the shot. LaFontaine, the University of Minnesota Golden Gopher, made the stop and he holds on. LaFontaine was actually a captain at the University of Minnesota his senior season back in the 2021-22 campaign. You don't see that all that often where goaltenders wear letters, but LaFontaine was the Golden Gophers captain 3 years ago. Kansas City wins the draw. We're skating 4-on-4 for the next 15 seconds. Mavericks will race across center ice. Pass angle right connects tape to tape. Mavericks skate around Barczewski's net. Utah doing a good job playing the angles defensively, and that's Dashke, who's one of the best on the club. Carew collides with Dashke. Now Carew along the right goal line. 10 seconds left. We're back to skating 5-on-5. Carew left wing, fires towards the net and hits the side of it, near side. Manning throws it back to Dashke. 2 seconds left in the period. Dashke will helicopter it into the Mavericks zone, and that will do it for 40 minutes over at Cable Dahmer Arena. We were tied at 1 after 1 period, and now we are tied at 2 after 2 periods. Grizzlies caught a lucky break in the second period as Lincoln Earn just tried to clear it out on a penalty kill. Jack LaFontaine tried to play the puck along the far goal line. He glanced off of his stick and slid into the back of the net. If you're tuned into YouTube, go to the Grizzlies X account, formerly known as Twitter, to find out what that goal looked like. And then with about, I'd say, 3.5 minutes left in the second period, David Cotton got the puck along the left goal line, and he fired it past Barczewski. On that goal, Justin McPherson and Damian Giroux picked up the assists. So it looks like we got an exciting game over at Cable Dahmer Arena. Kansas City has won 11 straight home games. For the Grizzlies, though, having lost 8-3 on Wednesday, they're putting up a pretty good fight against the team with the best record in the Western Conference. Can the Grizzlies find a way to get the job done against a strong Kansas City team? Well, we'll find out on the other side. But when we come back, we will recap the first 40 minutes of play. It's Kansas City 2. It's Utah 2. We're back in 2 minutes. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab tires.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
And we're through two periods over at Cable Dahmer Arena. Looks like we got a good game brewing as the Grizzlies and Mavericks are tied at 2. Unfortunately, we had technical difficulties with the Flow Sports screen, so we weren't able to see most of the first 6 or 7 minutes of play. Grizzlies did take the first 4 shots in the first frame. Reed Lebster and Garrett Pike each had pretty good looks to get the party started, but it was Kansas City that got on the board first. Justin McPherson, 335, and it was an unassisted goal. Unfortunately, that was part of what we didn't see. So we don't know if it was a turnover or what led to the goal, but obviously a defenseman scoring unassisted means that something might have happened. We're not really sure what. But either way, McPherson picked up his 7th goal of the year, and the Mavericks took a 1-0 lead. Grizzlies got a 2-on-1, 8 minutes into the first period, as Gallant was on the right wing, fed it across to Lebster. Lebster skated towards the left circle, got there, stopped, dangled back and forth, and then fired it past LaFontaine. Didn't go high, didn't go low, it just somehow got through the Kansas City goaltender, and that tied it up 8:02 into the first period. Lebster now has 15 goals this season, and he's been outstanding in the month of February. He now has 14 points, and this is 14th game in February, 7 goals and 7 assists. And for Cole Gallant, he's been one of the best passers on the Grizzlies. He has 21 assists this season, which is tied for second among Grizzlies forwards. Keaton Mastrodonato leads Grizzlies forwards with 24 assists this season, and now Gallant and Briley Wood are tied with 21 assists each. Game is tied at 1. After one period, Grizzlies outshot the Mavericks 10-6. The second period was a different story. We mentioned Kansas City game in and game out, how they control the shot count. Well, they certainly did in the second period. Mavericks had 20 shots to the Grizzlies 6, and Jake Barczewski had to be outstanding in net, and he certainly was in the second period, as he has now saved 24 of 26, and he's done a great job keeping the Grizzlies in this game. Utah scored their 5th shorthanded goal of the season, 9-10 into the second period. And, I think every player, they dream about being on SportsCenter. They dream about having a top 10 play. Unfortunately for Jack LaFontaine, he's going to be part of SportsCenter, all right. He's going to be part of SportsCenter, not top 10, as Lincoln Erm had the puck 160 feet away from Kansas City's net. That's an approximate number. He was over in the far circle of the Grizzlies zone. Just your basic, you're on the penalty kill, clear the puck out. Erm did so. LaFontaine was over to the far side at the goal line, just trying to cut it off, just trying to cut off the puck right near the goal line and probably think about throwing outlet pass to Neutrais to get the play back alive for Kansas City. Well, the puck just glanced off of LaFontaine's stick, wobbled towards the goal line, and then once it got past the goal line, I can't imagine that LaFontaine's heart was anywhere near his chest. It was probably in his stomach, maybe even below that, as that's one he obviously wants to have back. LaFontaine's a good goaltender that had a tough moment. Lincoln Erm will take it, though. He now has 2 goals this season. He had 1 goal earlier this year when he was a member of the Iowa Heartlanders. And Earn picked up his second of the year. It was unassisted. And obviously the type of play that LaFontaine would love to have back. That's one of those bloopers that, Kansas City's hoping to overcome. That highlight is on the Grizzlies' social media account, particularly on X, if you want to find out what it looked like if you're viewing the game on YouTube. Kansas City tied it up 16-30, and they had the puck in the offensive zone for quite a while. Giroux skated around Utah's net, got it up top to McPherson. McPherson fired it wide. It ricocheted off the end boards. Cotton just kind of redirected himself, got the puck near the left goal line, kind of at a tough angle, and Barczewski kind of was more looking towards his left. Puck ended up back towards his right, and Cotton was able to fire away. Barczewski looked like he took a stick and tried to move it off his blocker towards his right to somehow try to get a piece of it, but ended up going past the back of the net as Cotton got his 12th of the year. Remember, he had 2 goals on Wednesday night. Justin McPherson and Damian Giroux each picked up assists. For McPherson, he now has 1 goal and 1 assist on the night. And Giroux, who was the game's number 1 star on Wednesday with 3 goals and 1 assist, he picked up the secondary assist, which is his 22nd of the season. So that tied it up at 2, and that's where we sit after 40 minutes of play. So we got a pretty good one. As we mentioned, Kansas City's got the best record in the Western Conference. And really, you could tell the Grizzlies put a point of emphasis on winning those battles along the boards, winning more of the 50-50 pucks, getting down and dirty. I'm not necessarily playing an ultra-physical, dirty type of hockey, but just kind of winning those fair share of battles along the boards. Kansas City's a fast team, but it looks like tonight Grizzlies are playing with a lot of pace and speed. Just one of those things where if you're gonna lose the game, you got to find a way to keep battling. I think in terms of an effort here so far tonight, I think the Grizzlies have to really like what they've shown here through 40 minutes. Now, obviously, they got 20 more minutes to go, and Kansas City is a tough place to play as the Mavericks have won 11 straight home games. But I think the Grizzlies have to feel pretty good about their effort level in the first 40 minutes of play. Who's been aggressive offensively for Utah? Well, it's been a very balanced attack. With Neil Shea out of the lineup, and obviously Shea averages 4.33 shots per game. We're not sure why Shea's out. I think I heard a rumor about an upper body injury, but we're not really sure. Looks like 5 Grizzlies lead the way with 2 shots each. Dashke, Mastrodonato, Messner, Fitz, and Lepster each have 2 shots. 6 other Grizzlies with 1 shot through 2 periods. For Kansas City, they've been very balanced with their shot attempts as well. Their second forward line tonight, which is Luke Lowhite, Landon McCallum, and David Cotton, they all lead the way with 3 shots. Quite a few other Mavericks have 2 shots each. And that includes Cade Borchard, who leads the league with 31 goals this season. Both teams' penalty kills been strong. Utah is 0 for 3 on the power play. Kansas City's 0 for 2. And obviously that Lincoln Earn goal where he caught a break off the stick of Jack LaFontaine was a shorthanded goal, as Utah now has 5 shorthanded tallies on the season. When we come back, we will go over the 3 NHL games tonight. And we'll also check in on the Mountain Division scores. We're through 40 minutes over at Cable Dahmer Arena, and we got a good one in store as it's the Grizzlies 2 and the Mavericks 2. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection. But at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry. And nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Grizzlies 2 and the Mavericks 2 after 2 periods. 3 NHL games tonight. One has gone finals. The Maple Leafs defeat the Rangers 3-2. Matthew Guys scored the game winner, 6:21 into the third period. It was a 2-1 Toronto lead after 2 periods. And the Rangers tied it up 3:47 into the third. And then the Maple Leafs got the game winner 6:21 into the third. Toronto was outshot 35-17, but it's the Maple Leafs that come out with a 3-2 victory. After 2 periods, Stars lead the Kings 4-2. It looks like Dallas has goals from 4 different players, including first period goals from Jason Robertson and Matt Duchene. Both of those guys have 24 or more goals this season. One other game in progress, the Grizzlies NHL affiliate, the Colorado Avalanche, are trailing 2-1 late in the first period, but Colorado does have a power play as Valerie Nistrukin picked up a power play goal, and that was 13:58 into the first. The Wild scored first period goals. Matt Zuccarello got them on the board, and then Vinny scored to give the Wild a 2-1 lead. Now there's half a minute left in the first period. Wild lead the Avalanche 2-1. As Minnesota's looking for a bounce back effort tonight after losing 6-1 to the Utah Hockey Club. Tomorrow night's going to be a busy night in the National Hockey League. The Kansas City Mavericks NHL affiliate, the Seattle Kraken, will host Vancouver tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. And the Utah Hockey Club will take on the New Jersey Devils at 7 o'clock. It's the Devils' first ever appearance in the Salt Lake Valley. Grizzlies NHL affiliate will be off tomorrow. One other big game tomorrow, it's going to be the Stadium Series at 4 o'clock as the Red Wings take on the Columbus Blue Jackets. And obviously all season, Columbus has been honoring Johnny Gaudreau. And I got to imagine that with the setting of the Stadium Series, that they're going to honor Johnny Gaudreau once again. It's a big game in the standings for the Red Wings in the Eastern Conference. They've got a record of 30, 23, and 6. I know that Red Wings fans have had to endure quite a bit of a rebuild, and I think even Steve Yzerman is kind of feeling that the rebuild's going a little bit longer than he was anticipating, as the Red Wings are looking to find a way to get into the Eastern Conference playoffs, and it still feels weird. You know, as somebody that follows the history of sports, it does feel weird to still say that the Red Wings are in the Eastern Conference, because they were a fixture in the Western Conference, rivals with the Chicago Blackhawks, St. Louis Blues, and a few other teams for so many years. It still feels weird saying the Red Wings and Eastern Conference. When we come back, we'll go over the other games across the 4-letter league, as Utah and Kansas City are tied at 2. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
We're tied at 2 after 1 period. Other action in the Mountain Division. Idaho and Rapid City are 7 minutes in, and there's no score from the Monument. Rapid City has won 10 straight games, and they are now at the 500 mark on the season with a record of 22-22, 5-3. Grizzlies' opponent tomorrow and Sunday will be the Tulsa Oilers. Tulsa is on the road at Wichita tonight, and that game has 4 minutes left in the second period, and Tulsa leads 2-1. Tyler Polson and Connor Roulette each scored first period goals for the Oilers. Declan Smith scored a second period goal for the Wichita Thunder. Tulsa has outshot Wichita 27-16, and both teams have contributed on the power play. Tulsa is 1 for 1 on the night. Wichita is 1 for 3. So both Utah and Tulsa have pretty similar schedules. Road games on a Friday night. Both teams will then drive to Tulsa and meet at BOK Center Saturday night at 6 o'clock and Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. Getting underway in just under an hour, Allen is at the Tahoe Night Monsters. Fort Wayne leads 7-2 over the Indy Fuel. One of Indy's 2 goals were scored by former Grizzly Nathan Burke. Early third period, Toledo leads Cincinnati 2-1. Early third, South Carolina leads Florida 3-1. And usually when you see a Florida Everblades score, you got to check on the former Grizzlies. Taryn Fizer and Kyle Betts are in there. Betts does have 1 assist. And the former Grizzly, Will Cranley, is in net. He has saved 23 of 26 for the 3-time defending league champion Florida Everblades. After 2 periods, Wheeling leads Adirondack 3-1. It's also a 3-1 score that has actually gone final. Worcester defeats Bloomington 3-1. As Worcester is about a 500 club this season, and the same can be said for Bloomington. Norfolk gets a 4-0 shutout victory over the Trois-Rivières Lions, as Milic picked up a 21-save clean sheet. Trois-Rivières had just 17 skaters, and that included former Grizzly defenseman Corey Thomas. Reading defeats Maine 4-2. Orlando gets a 4-1 victory over the Greenville Swamp Rabbits. In a shootout, Kalamazoo gets a 5-4 victory over Iowa. A game that's in overtime as we speak. Savannah and Jacksonville are tied at 4. So that's a barn burner going on in Jacksonville. Looks like they got an outstanding crowd in Jacksonville. Get this, the attendance is 12,351 over in Jacksonville. They certainly love their team there. Former Grizzly forward Cameron Buell has 1 assist for Savannah's. They're currently tied at 4 in overtime. It looks like we're about set for third period action over at Cable Dahmer Arena. You know the old saying, you win the period, you win the game, and that holds true for both teams. For the Grizzlies, they're going to need a strong third period, as Kansas City is a strong third period club. On the season, Kansas City has outscored opponents 54-44 in the third periods. Believe it or not, that is their worst frame of the season. For the Grizzlies, they've been outscored 71-47 in the third period. But I like the way the Grizzlies' defensive unit has looked, and it looks like Matt Arujo, who just played against the Grizzlies last week when he was a member of the Rapid City Rush, looks like Arujo is playing pretty well, playing with a lot of confidence. Lincoln Earns playing well. We're underway to start the third period as we attempt to see the game on Flow Sports. Please be patient with me, as unfortunately we're at the mercy of this video feed. Kansas City wins the draw. They skate from left to right here in the third period. Utah takes it away. Grizzlies race across center ice. Right wing, Utah steps over the line, gets the Mastrodonato down the middle. Righty shot, glove saved by LaFontaine. He holds on 22 seconds into the third. White Grizzlies enter the offensive zone with momentum. They found Mastrodonato down the middle of the ice, and he fired a righty one-timer that was stopped by LaFontaine. Aragon got it towards the Maestro. As Aragon, patient with his approach, got to Mastrodonato. It looked like he got plenty of the one-timer, but LaFontaine, displaying a quick glove, snatched it about shoulder high. Messner will take the draw against Damian Giroux. Giroux wins the face-off. Mavericks from left to right. Will skate to neutral ice. Right wing pass connects as Giroux steps over the line. Lays to the right side for McCallum. He'll take a righty shot, saved by Barczewski. Now the puck bounces. Right wing, righty shot. And that one goes wide as Mastrodonato and Barczewski. Barczewski was sprawling towards his right. Now Kansas City skates in, left wing. Lefty shot goes wide. Puck slides along the near wing boards all the way deep into the Mavericks zone. LaFontaine behind his net will push it towards the left corner. Grizzlies take it away. Lebster throws it up top as Lincoln Earn takes a shot. That might have been Matt Arujo. Arujo wearing number 27. He's been paired up with Pike tonight. Mavericks skate back in right wing. As they skate towards the corner, Lebster joins the play. 2-on-2 battle over in the corner. Puck slides behind the net. Matt Arujo gets it. He'll move it out to neutralize. Bounced off a Maverick stick. Now Matt Arujo battles along the far side. Arujo gets towards another Grizzly who bounced off the far wing boards. Kansas City chasing after it. And no icing on the play. As Kansas City along the near side. Utah battles. Cole Gallant. He was over there with Jimmy Mazza. Kansas City takes it away. Mavericks gets Luke Lowhite, who throws it towards the middle of the ice. Lefty shot is blocked away. Grizzlies will cross center ice. Berg will shovel it in. He'll still skate off the ice for a change. LaFontaine will drop it as the Mavericks gets a Lowhite in the right wing. He'll skip it across. Pass goes tape to tape. Casey Crew over the line, gets around one Grizzly, skates towards the left corner, trying to get around a second Grizzly. Utah knocks him down. Crew back to his feet. Utah comes out with a puck. Grizzlies will tap it off the far boards. Utah will pitchfork it towards the Kansas City line. Armstrong in the area, but chasing after it's Charlie Wright, who got there a stride ahead of him. Utah over the offensive line, but the puck ended, but it looks like Utah's offside as the puck ended up going to new tries. Grizzlies trying to carry it back in. 17:46 is left in the third. Draw's going to be at new tries. If you're looking for the Grizzlies trying to bounce back and break a 5-game losing streak, well, Utah's put together an outstanding effort so far. Luke Manning will take the draw, or make that Mick Messner. Messner will take the draw. He's got Aragon to his left, Masher Donato to his right. Kansas City wins the face-off, but it goes between the defensive pairing of Charlie Wright and Jake McLaughlin. As Wright will slice it towards the right wing at center ice, goes past Borchard. Andreoff jumps to try to get around Savankov. Puck goes back towards the right side. A Maverick goes down in front of the net. And now the puck is cleared back into the Maverick zone. As Kansas City resets, Mavericks will pitch it out to new tries, skating from left to right here in the period. As Borchard skates around with outstanding speed, he'll slide one across to Charlie Wright. Wright will feed it across. His defensive pairing tonight has been with Jake McLaughlin. McLaughlin will dump it in. Right side, Borchard chases after. He gets there before Jones. Borchard skates towards the left wing. Tried to push it out in front of the net. Glanced off a Grizzlies stick left point. Lefty shot goes wide. Mavericks towards the near wing boards. Grizzlies cut him off. Good defensive play by Dylan Savankov. Utah will fire it off the left wing boards. Puck goes deep in the Maverick zone, and Utah gets called for icing with 16:48 left in the third. So Draw's going to come back towards Jake Barcheski, who's played a strong game. He has saved 25 of 27. It is his 6th game against Kansas City this season. Remember, in January, Barcheski and the Grizzlies swept the Mavericks in a 2-game set, and Barcheski got back-to-back victories in that series. Upper will take the draw against Giroux. Upper, the University of Calgary product. Mavericks win the draw, left point. Shot goes wide as Barcheski slid towards his right, but didn't have to get a piece of it. Puck flies out to center ice. It glanced off. It fits his glove. Mavericks dump it back in, but they're offside. 16:35 is left in the third. Draw's going to be back at new tries as David Cotton's talking with linesman Riley Hickey. Grizzlies have played a lot of close games, although it's been a while. The Grizzlies haven't had one here over the last 3 or 4 games. Think about, the last homestand the Grizzlies played in seemed like it was just about exclusively 1-goal contest. And certainly the road trip before that, Grizzlies played a ton of close games as well. As deep in the Grizzlies zone, Kansas City will roll it along the left wing wall. Mavericks cycle it back towards the corner. It kicks off a stanchion, takes a weird hop. Grizzlies get it towards Lebster. A Grizzly gets tripped up and Pike back to his feet. He was the one that got tripped up, but there was no penalty, as the officials might let him play a little bit more here in the third. McCallum chases after it as Araujo over there with Pike. Pike delivers a push 2-on-2 battle. Kansas City comes out with the puck. They'll feather it up top. Lebster takes it away, spins around to locate the puck. Now he moves ahead, 2-on-1. Grizzlies skate to the right side. Gallant fires towards the net, and it goes wide as Berg was cutting on the left wing. And now Kansas City gets it back at center ice. McCallum over the line, gets around Lebster. Skates to the right side. He'll take a righty shot. And that one misses wide. Dashke was out in front of McCallum. As now behind the net, Utah holds their ground. Mazza skates towards the corner with momentum. He gets cut off by Manning. And now back to the left side. Kansas City skates towards the point. Now they cycle it back around to the right side, around Utah's net. A Maverick goes on one knee as Utah trying to jab it towards Lebster. Puck kicks back to the left corner. As now Kansas City around Utah's net towards the near side. As the Mavericks shield Utah away from the puck. Now they get to the right point. Mazza, he'll fire a righty shot that goes wide. And now puck bounces towards Barcheski, who kicks it with his right pad. Mavericks around the net. Dashke in the area. As Kansas City's Nolan Sullivan will backhand it up top. Utah takes it away. Grizzlies race to the left wing, get to center ice. Utah dumps it in. LaFontaine stays in front of his net. As taking the puck's Nate Konepke. He'll chip it to Mazza, who moves it to the middle of the ice. Kansas City will race out to center. As Mavericks swagger in, as Cotton will drop it to his left. Kansas City gets knocked down. Grizzlies getting physical. Utah takes it. Armstrong gets around 2 Mavericks. He'll move it ahead. North-south pass. Grizzlies get it back towards Armstrong, but taken away is Jimmy Mazza. He'll slide it to McCallum. He's got a breakaway. McCallum skates in. Back into forehand. He'll take a shot. Saved by Barcheski. Boy, McCallum with great speed. Had all the time to put whatever move he wanted. Went to his left, back to his right, and Barcheski was able to make the stop. McLaughlin got it to McCallum. McCallum was behind the Grizzlies defense. McCallum, kind of a double deke, went to his right and then slid to his left, back towards his right, and Barczewski closed the door instantly. Boy, great job by Barczewski, not getting off balance as McCallum put together multiple moves to try to get it past the Utah netminder. We're tied at 2, 14-27 left in the third. Draws in the Grizzlies zone. Right circle, it's won by the Mavericks. Charlie Wright dangles back and forth. He was a +6 on Wednesday. He'll drop it for Cotton. Cotton 3 goals this series. Gets to the left side. Now back across to right. He'll fire a lefty shot. Saved by Barczewski. And he holds on with 14-15 left in the third. Well, Barczewski's been quick as a cat here tonight. He has seen 30 shots, and he has saved 28 of them. Barczewski, it seems like all year, has done a good job, in particular past Christmas, done a good job of keeping the Grizzlies in games. McCallum will take the draw against Mick Messner. Draw one by Kansas City. Cotton gets up top to Wright, who dances on the right side. Now he'll backhand it towards the right corner. It's gloved by Cotton. Cotton up top. He'll fire a lefty shot, and that one goes high and wide and out of play. 14:06 is left in the third. Draw is going to be back in the Grizzlies zone. We mentioned the close games Grizzlies have played lately. 7 of Utah's last 15 games have been decided past regulation. 9 of the last 15 games have been decided by 1 goal. It almost feels like we're destined for that sort of outcome as we're tied at 2 with 14 minutes left in the third. But Kansas City is putting the pressure on Utah as McCallum had a breakaway. Mavericks have had some other looks here over the last couple minutes. Utah wins the faceoff, skating from right to left. Ashke to Jones. Quick pass to the left side, connects towards Aragon as Messner tried to find a cutter out in front of the net. Puck is glanced by Kansas City. Mavericks get across center ice, stepping over the offensive line. Cotton skates in, veers off to the left. He'll take a lefty shot that goes wide. Puck ricochets out of play as there's 13:44 left in the third. We're tied at 2. Nobody has scored here so far in the third period. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
We got a good one over at Cable Dahmer Arena as we're tied at 2. Kansas City has outshot Utah 4-2 so far in the third period. And Jake Barczewski once again has stood on his head. He has saved 28 of 30, and he's done a great job keeping the Grizzlies in it. Keaton Mastrodonato leads Utah with 3 shots. As draws over in the left circle, Grizzlies zone. Kansas City wins it. They'll move it to the right wing as Mavericks slide it around the wall. As Kate Borcher dances around on the left side, he'll fire it up top, left point. Lefty shot goes wide. Mavericks will throw it towards the right corner as Kansas City tries to run it down. Grizzlies, in particular, Matt Arujo, he bangs back and forth with Borcher. Now Arujo holds Borcher along the boards. Puck goes up top, right side. Righty shot, saved by Barczewski. Grizzlies cleared off the near wing boards and chase after it. Utah will shuffle it out to center ice. Puck is dropped in. Gloved by Kansas City. They'll get to Borcher, who moves to his left for Androv. He'll skate towards his right, towards the right point. He'll drop it off as Farrell moves to his left. Kansas City skates in, cross-ice pass. Androv gets held up. Penalty is going to be on the Grizzlies as Kansas City tries to feather it out in front. Barczewski dives towards his left, and he cuts off the centering pass. I think that Utah is going to be shorthanded. Mavericks had the puck on the left side. They fed it across. Looked like Androv got held up. And it does look like a Grizzlies going to the box with 12:51 left in the third. It's Reed Lepster who scored the first period goal for Utah. He will serve penalty minutes number 17 and 18 on the season as he wears number 17, and he shakes his head back and forth. Kansas City gets their third power play of the night. Nolan Sullivan will crouch down against Utah's Mick Messner. Grizzlies in white jerseys, black numbers, professional green trim, white helmets. Kansas City in an orange jersey with white numbers and a little bit of black mixed in. Mavericks win the draw. Actually, the Grizzlies win the draw up ahead towards Mastrodonato. He'll skate in before he gets it knifed away over at the Kansas City line. Mavericks rink-wide feed as they spread the ice. Kansas City skates from left to right here in the period. Mavericks get to new tries. Now they'll drop it back as racing across center ice is Luke Lowhite. Skates over the offensive line, slides towards the right goal line. Now around Barczewski's net. He overskates the puck. Dashke wings along the near wing boards. And the puck goes all the way deep into the Kansas City zone. LaFontaine cuts it off as he'll get it towards McPherson, who's got 1 goal and 1 assist tonight. McPherson throws it back to his right. Lowhite now crosses center ice, shuffles to his left. No drop it to his left. Mavericks over the zone. Skating towards the left circle. Mavericks skate in. Backhand shot. Saved by Barczewski. Puck still alive in the left point. As Mavericks will fire a lefty shot. And Barczewski makes a save. As McPherson, who's already got 1 goal tonight, pedaled towards his right. He ended up in the high slot. Fired towards the net. Probably thinking about a redirection. And the stop was made by Barczewski. Grizzlies are really doing a good job battling out in front of not only their net, but the Kansas City net all night as well. As Mavericks walked in, good backhand attempt by Cotton. And then the Kansas City Mavericks got back up top to McPherson, who fired away. Barczewski made a glove save. So draw's going to be over in the left circle. As taking the draws, Androv against Gallant. Gallant kind of sits on the puck for a couple seconds. Now Kansas City will break free with it. Mavericks high slot. Charlie Wright will move it to his left. Now back up top to Wright. Wright dangles back and forth. Now slide to his left. One-timer. And that one goes wide as Barczewski was leaping with his left glove. Grizzlies step over the offensive line. Dumping in Gallant. Grizzlies make a full line change. About 40 seconds left in Kansas City's power play on a moving clock. Mavericks cross center ice. As Kansas City will bounce off of Berg at center ice. Now right wing feed connects to McCallum, who steps over the line allegedly onside. He'll drop it to Borchard, right wing. Borchard around the boards, left point. Mavericks will kick it back across to Androv, just outside the right circle. Throw it behind Utah's net. Out to the middle of the ice. Lefty shot by Charlie Wright. That goes wide, and Barczewski is able to gather the puck and hold on. 17 seconds are left in Kansas City's power play. Right stick broke as he was firing towards the net. As Charlie Wright will get a new stick. As they show the replay, as Mavericks have back behind their net, Wright took the stick and looked like Barczewski was able to make the stop. And then after the play, it looked like a Grizzly got hit with a high stick. Oh, you know what happened? They showed the replay, and it looked like Wright rang it off the post. As the iron was unkind for Kansas City, bounced off the post, ended up in the crease. Dashke got the puck and just kind of slid it towards Barczewski. And then once Dashke got it to Barczewski, he got hit with a high stick that wasn't called. Kansas City still on the power play. They win the draw. 10 seconds left in the man advantage. Androv right side, just outside the circle, throws it across. Mavericks crew couldn't get a one-timer off, so he'll just throw it to the far goal line. Now back to Crew. He'll fire towards the net. Saved by Barczewski. Puck kicks back towards the left corner. Coming out of the box is Reed Lebster. Now right side, lefty shot goes wide. That was taken by Androv. He didn't get all of a one-timer. As Kansas City will throw it to the right point. Kept in by Androv. He'll feed it to the right corner. Now to the middle of the ice. McCallum gets cut off by Utah on a loose puck. Grizzlies sprinting out to center ice. Messner with a hot pass that connects to the left. Dashke bounces one in front of the net. And LaFontaine gets it on one hop of the ice. He holds on with 10:26 left in the third. So Grizzlies will get an offensive zone draw. Kansas City was able to get a couple looks on their power play. Boy, Barczewski and the Grizzlies are holding strong as they show the big-time hit that was delivered in the second period. Amesbury just lit up Cole Gallant. Briley Wood will take the draw against Damian Giroux. Wood's got 5 goals against Kansas City this year. He has 16 on the season. Dylan Fitz is out there to Wood's left. Kansas City's just about doubled up Utah in shots, 34-18. Last of a 2-game set. Grizzlies will have 3 games in Kansas City in the month of March. Utah wins the draw. Fitz skates towards the left corner. He gets held up by Jimmy Mazza. Now another Grizzly skates over. Armstrong gets blasted, and he gets held up by a Maverick. Kansas City comes out with the puck. Mavericks will race out to center ice across the center red line, although it's more like a center orange line. They'll drop it in as Barczewski will tee it up for a Grizzly as Utah will skate back deep in their own zone, skating from right to left. Grizzlies throw it to the far side. It glanced off the stick. Utah gets out to center ice. They get tripped up, no call, as the Mavericks skate back towards their line. And now everybody stops skating. They might have made a call, though. The Grizzly got tripped up at center ice. Everybody stopped skating, and looks like tripping was the penalty. Not sure if it's Giroux or Sullivan. The Mavericks in the box, and Giroux was skating towards Armstrong, and Armstrong got tripped up by Giroux. Good call, as Utah will be on the power play when we come back. We're halfway through the third period, and we're tied at 2. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from less.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Now we're tied at 2, and the Grizzlies are certainly due for a power play goal. After all, the last time the Grizzlies scored on the power play was Derek Dashke's game winner on fishing night on February 15th. The Grizzlies are 0 for 13 on the power play coming into play tonight, and they're 0 for 2 this evening, so they're 0 for their last 15. Messer will take the drive. He's got Masher Donato to his left and Armstrong to his right. Neil Shea is out of the lineup tonight. Grizzlies win the draw. Dashke over to Masher Donato. Back to the left side. Now back to Lepster. As he'll get to Dashke. High slot. He'll feed it to the Maestro. Left circle. Back up top to Dashke, who slides it is right for Lepster. Lepster skates towards the right circle. Surveys now to the goal line. Throws it back up top to Dashke. Over to Masher Donato. One-timer saved by LaFontaine. 2-on-2 battle over in the left corner. Mastro Donato joins the play. Kansas City throws it up top, and a glance off of Lepster stick back to new tries. Lepster sauces it across. It's taken away by Luke Lowhite. He tries to split a double team, not going to mount as Messner and Armstrong. Lowhite was trying to buy a penalty, but there was no purchase. Out to center ice. Grizzlies cross the center red line. Now they step over the blue. Lepster veers off to the right, and he'll spin it around the wall. Armstrong gets obliterated by a Maverick. Knocking him down is Thomas Farrell. Right side Grizzlies throw it to the middle of the ice. Puck lands off Armstrong. Stick and it goes back to new tries. Run down by Derek Dashke. Halfway through Utah's third power play of the game. Dashke moves to his left from Masher Donato, who will drop as the Grizzlies get to Dashke in the left side. Dashke over the line, stops in the left point, dancing around. Now slide it across. We believe that's Lepster. He gets up top to Dashke, high slot. Dashke fires towards the net, and that one's blocked away. Kansas City runs down, gets the loose puck. He'll fire it to the left point. Dashke keeps it in. Dashke whips it around along the boards. Utah feathers it up top. Manning across to Dashke, fires towards the net, and it misses wide. Adam Berg backhands up top to Dashke. He's in the left wing. Dashke fires towards the net, saved by LaFontaine. Now the puck goes back towards the right side. Utah skates towards the left, back up top to Dashke, who moves to his right. Back to Dashke. Dashke fires towards the net, and that misses wide as well. Masher Donato gets the loose puck on the right side. He gets held up by Thomas Farrell. Masher Donato one-hands towards the right circle. Righty shot, and that one's blocked away. And the puck kicks towards the left point. Dashke one-hands it ahead. 3 seconds left in the power play. Puck goes back to new tries. And coming out of the box is Damian Giroux. Grizzlies are 0 for 3 on the power play. Kansas City's 0 for 2. Grizzlies snapping out the center ice left wing for Berg. Berg will fire it into the right corner, but the Grizzlies are offside as there's 7:42 left in the third. We mentioned 0 for 3. Grizzlies are now 0 for 4 on the power play tonight. Kansas City is 0 for 3. 7:42 is left in the third. The attendance over at Cable Dahmer Arena is 4,417. Pretty good crowd. Cable Dahmer Arena holds just under 6,000 for hockey. Draw new tries, won by the Grizzlies. They'll dump it in as a feathers off the far wing boards towards LaFontaine. He'll keep the play alive. Over in the right corner, Grizzlies skate from right to left during the period. Kansas City takes it away, 2-on-2. Mavericks race out to center ice. They step over the offensive line. Mavericks will skate towards the high slot. They tee it up down the middle of the ice. Backhand shot is kicked away by Barczewski. Battle in front of the crease, and Barczewski covers up with 7:20 left in the third. Good job by Garrett Pike. Dylan Fitz and Aaron Aragon building a wall in front of Utah's net to make sure Barczewski is able to collapse on the puck and hold on with 7:20 left in the third. David Cotton's had an outstanding series. He just skated patiently in, then dropped it towards the middle of the ice, looking for Nate Konepke. Konepke couldn't get much of a shot off as Briley Wood was in the right place at the right time, making sure Konepke couldn't fire away on a grade A chance. Draws in the Grizzlies zone, right circle. Briley Wood will take it against Nolan Sullivan. Sullivan takes a lot of the big faceoffs for Kansas City when the top forward line's not out there. Utah wins the draw. They get out to center ice. Fitz gets cut off and dragged down by Charlie Wright. Getting the puck is Jake McLaughlin. He gets rammed into on his side as Mavericks gets Luke Lowhite. Lowhite races out to center ice. He'll cross the center red line and he'll drive it in. Puck towards the left wing as Jones collides with the Maverick over in the left corner. Kansas City skates back towards the corner that Jones vacated. Mavericks skate towards the left point. Utah takes it away. Grizzlies chasing after the loose puck. They get at the Kansas City line. Right side, Grizzlies try to center it out in front towards Wood. He overskated it as looked like the pass went from Luke Manning. Mavericks skate in 2-on-2 with great speed. Nolan Sullivan lays it to the right circle. It's tapped away by Armstrong. Now Armstrong pins a Maverick towards the right corner, which is the near side. Borchard overskates it. Puck goes out of the zone. Out to center ice. Thomas Farrell, who's been active tonight, he'll drive it back in. Grizzlies get the loose puck. They'll throw it back off the far wing boards. Armstrong races after it, and he'll slice it out to center ice. Mavericks regain the puck. Rink-wide feed at center ice. Glanced off the end boards. Farrell will throw it back to his defensive partner. And tonight, that defensive partner has been Justin McPherson, who's got a goal and assist tonight. Over to Casey Crew. He'll whip it around the boards. Kansas City gets up top as McPherson will move it to his right. Pass ricochets off the right corner boards. Kansas City tried to center it. Nobody home. Grizzlies, less than 6 minutes left in the third period, overskate the puck. Webster will race back into his own zone after a loose puck over in the left corner. He gets a good hip check from a Maverick. Now Kansas City skates towards the left side. Shots blocked away. Grizzlies will race out to neutralize, but Kansas City gets it back. 5.5 minutes left in the third. We're still tied at 2. Kansas City over the offensive line. Right side, Dashke holds up a Maverick. Berg trying to get it. Dashke took it away, and he'll slide it out to center ice. Grizzlies over the line. Gallant tees it up for Berg. Left wing lefty shot saved by LaFontaine. As Gallant skates towards the left corner, chasing after his own loose puck. Will get it up top. Grizzlies whip it back around as Adam Berg over on the right side skates towards the point, trying to reverse back towards the corner, and he gets held up. Puck goes up top. Araujo, left side, looking for his first pro goal. Take a shot. He scores! Save that puck, Jackson Hibbard, as Matt Araujo gets his first pro goal. And what a big one it is with 4:59 left in the third as the Grizzlies take a 3-2 lead. Boy, Utah did a good job keeping the puck in the offensive zone. Araujo to the left side. He threw it towards the net. Took a weird angle. That kind of knuckled on LaFontaine. And somehow, some way, on an almost impossible angle, Matt Araujo gets his first pro goal. As LaFontaine looking around, he is stunned. That had some crazy action to it as Matt Araujo, as they saved the puck. Jackson Hibbert puts it in his left pocket. 4:59 left in the third. And Matt Araujo, after scoring no points in 21 games for Rapid City, scores a huge goal late in the third as Utah leads 3-2. Puck goes back to the Kansas City zone. Loose puck retrieved by the Mavericks as Kansas City will loft it ahead. Utah runs it down about 20 feet in front of Barczewski as they'll tattoo it off the near wall as Jimmy Mazza throws it back in as he collided with Armstrong at the Utah line. 4.5 minutes left in the third. Grizzlies lead 3-2. Utah got a first period goal from Reed Webster, a second period goal from Lincoln Earn, and a third period goal from the newest Grizzly, Matt Araujo. Grizzlies bounce one out to center ice, near side of the Kansas City line. Messner collides with a Maverick. Damian Giroux skates back towards Grizzlies ice. Giroux to the middle of the ice, has a glance off his stick. Mastrodonato gets it back. Kansas City's won 11 straight here at home. Grizzlies trying to end that. As Messer throws to the middle of the ice, the high slot, glanced off a Manning stick. Kansas City will skate back in. As rink-wide feed goes past a couple Mavericks, deep in the Grizzlies zone, but it got redirected, no icing. Arujo's got to be on cloud nine, 2-on-2 battle behind Utah's net. Grizzlies come out of the pile with the puck. Utah fanned on trying to lift it out. Puck to the right point, 2-on-2 battle. Now 3-on-2 with 3 Mavericks in the area. McCallum over to the right side, collects the puck. He'll throw it to the middle of the ice. Now back to McCallum, right side. He looked to center it out in front. It glanced off a Grizzlies shin. Puck to the left side. Kansas City gets it back across. Farrell feeds to the right corner, now back up top. Utah picks it off as it goes all the way towards Jack LaFontaine. No icing on the play. Mavericks run it down. Thomas Farrell skates around his net towards the near side. So pitch it is right from McCallum back to Farrell, who will lunge it out to Lowhite. Lowhite over the line. He'll skate towards the left circle. Lowhite will stop, reverse his field, throw it to the middle of the ice. Kansas City wasn't expecting it. Utah takes it, and they'll clear it off the near wing boards to center ice. Mavericks back in their own end. Less than 3 minutes left in the third period. Utah leads 3-2. As Cade Borchert throws it towards Lowhite. He was spun around. Cruz skates in, but Grizzlies challenge and clear it back to center. Utah's doing an outstanding job building a wall at their blue line. Mavericks cross center ice. They'll zip it to their right. Pass goes tape to tape. Crew right side. Slap shot goes wide as he missed the net stick side on Barcheski. 2.5 minutes left. Grizzlies, Mavericks slice one to the right. Borchert over the line, right circle. He'll whip it around the boards. He probably had a shooting angle if he wanted it. As the Grizzly goes down over in the left point, Mavericks will pitchfork it back to the corner. Cooper Jones throws it back to Dashke behind Utah's net. As Dashke will helicopter it over Briley Wood. It goes past him to the Kansas City line. Mavericks get the loose puck. 2:10 and counting left in the third. As Mavericks a new try, Borchert will lay it for David Cotton. Cotton over the line. Gets challenged at the Utah line by Garrett Pike. Puck goes back towards the near corner. Pike gets held up by Cotton. As a 2-on-2 battle deep in the Grizzlies zone over in the corners. Barcheski looks over his left shoulder. Puck slides. Messner gets tripped up by Cotton. Boy, no call. As Kansas City, we believe their net is empty with 1:43. Right side, lefty shot is blocked away. Shot was taken by Charlie Wright. Now Kansas City will spin it along the right wing boards. Wright gets it back, skates towards the middle of the ice. He'll get it to McCallum, who couldn't reach it. McCallum gets it off the right corner boards. He'll feather it from one corner to the other. Mavericks get it up top. Their net is empty. 1:25 on a moving clock. Utah leads 3-2. Wright pedals towards a high slot. A move to his left. One-timer saved by Barcheski. As Kansas City had an open look on a one-timer from the left circle, and Jake Barcheski denies the Mavericks. Looked like it was Casey Crew that took the Mavericks shot. He has 18 goals on the season. High drama over at Cable Dahmer Arena. Smoke him if you got him. Utah's got a 3-2 lead on an unlikely source. Matt Arujo in his Grizzlies debut. He was just acquired in a trade yesterday from the Rapid City Rush. My guess is Rapid City will just get cash, maybe a six-pack in return. As Tad O'Had, we believe, is going to use his one timeout, as both teams will skate towards their bench area. We'll keep it here as Grizzlies. It's nail-biting time. And after losing 8-3 on Wednesday, what an outstanding effort the Grizzlies have put forth here tonight. Matt Arujo's goal was assisted by Cooper Jones and Cole Gallant, 15:01 into the third period. So Gallant has 2 assists. Cooper Jones picked up his 4th assist of the year. Looks like Mavericks assistant coach Riley Wazlowski is doing most of the talking on the Kansas City bench. Pretty good Friday night crowd. Second of a 2-game set. Grizzlies will be in Tulsa tomorrow night to start a 2-game series with the Tulsa Oilers. Tulsa's on the road tonight in Wichita. Well, a critical face-off coming up. We've seen Messner and Manning take some of the big draws this time. Aaron Aragon talking things over. Dashke's out there with Mastrodonato. It's going to be Mick Messner taking the draw against Max Androv over in the left circle. Watch out for Cade Borchert. He's the league's leading goal scorer with 31. He is to Andriov's right. Messner crouches down. His second year with the Grizzlies. Second full season, that is. Mavericks win the draw. They get towards the left point. Now back to the right side. Giroux will bounce one in deep as Mavericks behind the net. 2 Grizzlies, 2 Mavericks in the area. Kansas City gets towards the left wing. Now back up top. As Wright will pitch it to his left. Left side. Righty shot saved by Barcheski. As Casey Carew fired away. David Cotton was out in front trying to redirect it, but the shot helicoptered all the way towards Barczewski, who makes a glove save with 1:03 left in the third. We kind of mentioned it being a glove save after seeing the replay. It was more of a body save. Androv will take the draw against Messner once again in the left circle. Kansas City wins it again. Mavericks Charlie Wright gets it towards the left circle. Crew has the puck. He'll throw it to the left goal line. Now back to Crew. Mavericks skate from left to right in the period. Up top to Wright. Across towards Drew. Right point. He'll slice one around. Crew gets it towards Borchard, who trying to feather it across. Puck went off the near boards. Grizzlies clear it out to center. Chasing after it's Charlie Wright. Kansas City's net is empty with 40 seconds left. Wright will finesse it towards Cotton. Cotton does a half circle in his own zone. Now a race to neutralize. Cotton left wing, cross the center ice. Tried to zip it in. It looked like it bounced off the linesman. As Grizzlies, rink wide feed towards the left is bounced. Right. He gets pushed by Manning, but Wright strong with the puck will skate around his empty net. 22 seconds left. Mavericks get to neutralize. Kansas City pitches out to the left side, to the right side off the boards. Drew dumps it in as Wright gets pushed in the back. 12 seconds left. Cotton to the area. Androv gets boxed out behind Utah's net. Puck to the left corner. 7 seconds left. 6, 5. Puck is still in the corner. Now out in front of the net. Glanced off a stick. 2 seconds. Kansas City centering pass picked off by Utah. That will do it. Grizzlies win! Grizzlies win! Grizzlies win 3-2. And there was no doubt about it. Matt Arujo gets his first professional goal. 4:59 left in the third period. He gave Utah a 3-2 lead. Jake Barczewski and company held on as they snap Kansas City's 11-game home winning streak. Utah heads to Tulsa happy, and the Kansas City Mavericks will skate towards the locker room in defeat. What a victory for Ryan Kanasewicz's crew. Reed Webster scored a first-period goal. Lincoln Erm caught a lucky break in the second period, scoring shorthanded. Matt Arujo from the left side on a puck that took a crazy twist and turn in the air. LaFontaine had no clue where it was going. It looked like a Russ Tyler type of knuckle puck shot from D2 of the Mighty Ducks. Somehow, some way, that found the back of the net. And then the Grizzlies put together an outstanding defensive effort in the final 5 minutes of regulation to come away with a 3-2 victory. Oh, what a win for the Grizzlies as they are now 3-4 against the first place Kansas City Mavericks. What a victory indeed for the Grizzlies. That ends a 5-game losing streak. And the Grizzlies record goes to 18-29, 5-2. And it's a 3-2 victory, meaning this is the first time all season that the Grizzlies have won a game when scoring less than 4 goals. So what a victory. Grizzlies had to get it done defensively, and they did so. Arujo picked up the game-winning goal, and that's one he'll never forget. His first pro goal, Jackson Hibbard, we saw him put that puck in his left pocket, and Matt Arujo will have that puck for the rest of his life. Grizzlies come away victorious as their record goes to 18-29, 5-2. And they had to get it done against a top-flight Kansas City team, against a great goaltender in Jack LaFontaine. And the Grizzlies found a way to get the job done, getting a 3-2 victory. And they will head to Tulsa, where they will face the Oilers on Saturday night at 6:05 and Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock. We'll come back and have the post-game story as the Grizzlies come away with a 3-2 victory on a Friday night over at Cable Dahmer Arena. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
That was a great day for 2 points for the Utah Grizzlies. They picked up 1 in the first, 1 in the second, and 1 in the third as they built a picket fence along the scoring sheet. The game-winning goal scored by Matt Arujo, who had no points in 21 games for Rapid City earlier this season. Grizzlies picked him up just yesterday in a trade with Rapid City, and Matt Arujo is the hero as he scored 15:01 into the third with Cooper Jones, and Cole Gallant gained the assist. It's a multiple-point game for Cole Gallant, who had 2 assists. He got an assist on Reed Webster's first period goal. And for Gallant, That is multiple point game number 5 on the season. Kansas City scored first, 3:35 into the game. Justin McPherson scored his 7th of the year. Unfortunately, Flow Sports was on the fritz, and so we don't really know how he scored, but he was able to find the back of the net to give the Mavericks a 1-0 lead. This is just the 4th regulation loss for Kansas City when scoring first this season. Grizzlies tied it up as they had a 2-on-1, 8 minutes into the contest. Gallant got the puck to Lebster in the left wing. Lebster stopped in the left circle, dangled back and forth, and was looking for somewhere to shoot the puck, and he was able to get it through Jack LaFontaine. He didn't fire it high, didn't fire it low, just somehow got through the Kansas City goaltender. Lebster picked up his 15th of the year, and what a month of February it was. Lebster in 14 games in February scored 7 goals and 7 assists. Gallant with his first of 2 assists on the night, and the game was tied as Lebster scored 8:02 into the contest. Utah outshot Kansas City 10-6 in the first period. In the final 2 frames, though, Kansas City outshot Utah 33-13. And because of that, well, the Grizzlies really had to buckle down defensively, and they certainly did so. As of the 33 shots that Kansas City had after the first period, Jake Barczewski and company stopped 32 of them. Grizzlies took a 2-1 lead, 9:10 into the second period. Lincoln Earn got the puck. They added an assist to Garrett Pike. Pike gets his first point as a Grizzly as he picks up an assist. Puck ended up going to Lincoln Earn. He just, you're on the penalty kill, just clearing it out. He was 160 feet away from Kansas City's net. Just get the puck out of your own zone. Earn did that. And Jack LaFontaine was just at the far goal line, just trying to, collect the puck and then maybe outlet it back to neutral ice. Well, the puck bounced off of LaFontaine's stick and took a turn towards the back of his own net. He couldn't recover in time as the puck ended up off of LaFontaine's stick into the back of his own net to give Utah a 2-1 lead. They got it on the Grizzlies social media channels if you want to see what it looks like. That goal, Earn scored from about 160 feet away. It was his 2nd goal of the season and first as a Grizzly. He had 1 goal in 14 games with Iowa earlier this season. Kansas City responded with a tying goal 16:30 in as David Cotton got it to the left goal line. As McPherson took the original shot, fired it wide off the end boards. Looked like Barczewski was kind of looking more towards his left. Puck ended up back towards his right, and Cotton got the puck and was able to fire it before Barczewski was able to recover. Cotton had 3 goals in this series, 2 on Wednesday night, and he picked up his 12th of the year, 16:30 into the second, with McPherson and Damian Giroux getting the assists. Score was tied at 2 after 2 periods, and you kind of had the feeling of, you win the period, you win the game. For the Grizzlies, Kansas City took 13 shots, including quite a few good scoring chances. Why Barczewski was just outstanding tonight. Didn't allow many rebounds, didn't allow many second chances. And the Grizzlies defensively, all 6 defensemen, and you got to include the forwards in doing such an outstanding job against a very high-powered Kansas City team. And if you're not on point defensively, Kansas City can make you look bad easily and quickly. Grizzlies defensively with an outstanding 60-minute effort to come away with the victory. The game winner was scored by Matt Araujo with 4:59 left in regulation. He was over on the left wing near the boards, kind of at a tough angle. And LaFontaine, the way he reacted, he just kind of shimmied his shoulders around. It was almost like Matt Araujo fired one of those Russ Tyler D2 of the Mighty Ducks kind of knuckle pucks. It came off his stick, and LaFontaine reacted so strangely that before you knew it, somehow, and LaFontaine looked like he was almost standing up. It's almost impossible to figure out how the puck went from Araujo's stick to the back of the net. Somehow the hockey gods must have been on the Grizzlies' side. Araujo picked up his first pro goal, and Cooper Jones and Cole Gallant got the assists. And with Utah taking a 3-2 lead, you knew Kansas City was going to respond. Mavericks did have a lot of offensive zone time, but it seemed like they were chasing the puck in their own zone quite a bit. Grizzlies did a good job of clearing pucks at times. Mavericks did win some key faceoffs there in the final minute of regulation, in particular Max Androv doing the job on the faceoff circle. But the Grizzlies held strong. Puck was over in the corner for about 6 or 7 seconds. And time was just running out. We kind of mentioned at the start, we kind of were fumbling a little bit with the technical difficulties type of stuff. But one of the things that we wanted to make a mention of is Kansas City won a lot of the 50-50 pucks on Wednesday, to the point where it really wasn't even close to 50-50. They won a lot of the battles along the boards. And for the Grizzlies tonight, one of the things that really stood out, and it's not something you're going to see on the stat sheet, but the Grizzlies held their own along the boards. Kansas City didn't win as many of the 50-50 pucks. In fact, if you look back at it, the Grizzlies probably won more of the 50-50 pucks in Kansas City. It was guys like Garrett Pike, Matt Araujo. Cooper Jones has given up quite a bit of size. He's not the biggest guy you'll see, but he was holding his ground along the boards. Grizzlies forwards were really doing a good job, challenging Kansas City at every turn. The Mavericks didn't have as much free reign on the ice as they had on Wednesday night. And the Grizzlies came away with a 3-2 victory. And as we mentioned before the postgame story, this is the first time all season the Grizzlies have won a game when they've scored less than 4 goals. Meaning the Grizzlies were able to get what they wanted offensively. They averaged just over 3 goals per game, and it seems like they've averaged just over 3 goals per game throughout the entire season. You knew the Grizzlies at some point were going to have to win a game 3-2 this season. You weren't quite sure it was going to be Kansas City with as much firepower as they have offensively. But when the Grizzlies, with that 1-goal lead in the last 5 minutes, when they had to buckle down strong, they came away with those 50-50 pucks along the boards. They challenged Kansas City at every turn, and they came away with a strong 3-2 victory. Utah is now 3-4 against a good Kansas City club this season. These teams will meet 3 more times in the month of March. It's going to be a 3-game set at Kansas City on March 19th, 21st, and 22nd. Hopefully I can find a rich sponsor that can help me out to allow me to travel on the road for that Kansas City series. And there's 3 other games in that 6-game road trip. But the Kansas City part is certainly one where I want to be in the arena to see it up close and personal. As after all, there's a lot of fun stuff to do in the Kansas City area. Let's go over the 3 stars of the game. Third star is Reed Webster of the Grizzlies. He had 1 goal. He was a +1 and had 2 shots. He even picked up a minor penalty. Webster is the number 3 star. Second star is Justin McPherson for Kansas City. He had 1 goal and 1 assist. He was a +2, meaning in the 2-game series, McPherson was a +8. And he also had 3 shots. McPherson had a good game for Kansas City, and he is the second star. And the number 1 star is Matt Araujo, who scored the game winner with 4:59 left in the third period. And the shame of it, obviously you got 3 stars, and there's more than 3 guys that had a good game. Barczewski didn't get a star, and he was robbed of that honor. I'd probably have Barczewski, maybe even over Webster, as a star tonight, because Jake Barczewski, who picked up his team-leading 10th victory of the season, he was just a brick wall in net. He was outstanding. We're not really sure how Kansas City scored their first period goals. There were still technical difficulties. Second period goal, Kansas City just kind of got a lucky bounce off the boards as it took a smooth ride towards David Cotton's stick. Barczewski saw 20 shots in the second period. That Cotton goal was the only one that went past him. Jake Barczewski earned his 10th victory of the year. He now has 3 wins against Kansas City this season. And what a job he has done for the Grizzlies since Christmas. At some point, we'll see Vinny Duplessis on the weekend, I would imagine. And we'll see what happens over in Tulsa tomorrow night. 6:05 will be the face-off time. Coverage will begin at 5:50. Now, what can you say? One of the biggest and best wins for the Grizzlies all season. I know that's probably a long shot, and mathematically, Grizzlies probably don't have much of a chance of reaching the playoffs. But you look at a game like this, when the Grizzlies had to respond after really getting blown out on Wednesday night. It was 8-3, but it didn't even really feel like it was that close. Grizzlies, had to get off to a fast start. They played strong in the first period. Utah held their own in the second frame. And when the Grizzlies needed to make the big plays, they ended up making it. Obviously, Araujo with the goal. And then when the Grizzlies, you always hear coaches talking about simplifying the game, playing a simple game. Felt like the Grizzlies did that here tonight. And they earned a key road victory against a Kansas City team that had won 11 straight home games And statistically, you can just go down the line at the numbers for Kansas City, and they've been awesome this year. They won the Western Conference last season, and they're going to be championship contenders once again this year. Grizzlies needed to put together a full 60-minute effort on both ends of the ice, offensively and defensively. And if you put together the full gamut of the game, Grizzlies didn't get a power play goal tonight, but they did score the shorthanded goal with Lincoln Earn. But the Grizzlies penalty kill, you talk about the PK unit coming up big, and they were a perfect 3 for 3 tonight. When you talk about offensively, defensively, goaltending, coming out, Grizzlies were due for a couple lucky bounces, and they got obviously a lucky bounce on the earned goal in the second period. Bottom line is the Grizzlies put together a full 60-minute effort, and they earned the 2 standings points against a strong Kansas City club. Well, the Grizzlies will head on the bus. They will go to Tulsa for action tomorrow night. The Tulsa Oilers will be on a bus on their own right. Looks like both Tulsa and Utah have happy rides to BOK Center, as Tulsa got a 3-2 victory over Wichita tonight. Roulette scored 2 goals for Tulsa, and even though Jake Dickman scored 13:03 into the third period, it wasn't enough. Boyko got the victory for the Oilers. He saved 27 of 29. Tulsa picked up a 3-2 victory on the road against the Wichita Thunder. So you're talking about an interesting scene for tomorrow night's affair over at BOK Center. Hopefully we'll be able to get a good enough camera feed to be able to describe the game to the listening audience. Well, thanks for hanging out with us here tonight, as obviously it's a little bit difficult with these remote feeds, but did the best we could, trying to have a little bit of fun along the way. And tonight really was fun, and for the Grizzlies, it was a happy ending as they came away with a 3-2 victory. Matt Arujo in his Grizzlies debut, wearing number 27, he came out as the hero. He scored the game winner, as Jack LaFontaine, I think, is still trying to figure out what exactly happened with that puck. You talk about some crazy stuff. Have you ever seen the movie Angels in the Outfield? That's the only explanation I could figure out as to what exactly the trajectory of the puck took from Arujo's stick to the back of the net. Who knows? Looked like luck was on the Grizzlies' side tonight. It's Utah 3, Kansas City 2, as the Grizzlies come away with their 18th victory of the season. Well, that'll wrap things up. Hopefully everybody had a fun Friday night. Hopefully everybody's going to have a good weekend. Grizzlies going to be very busy this weekend as they take on the Tulsa Oilers on Saturday night at 6 o'clock and Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. Don't forget the Grizzlies have 7 home games left in the regular season. The next home game is going to be on Friday, March 7th. That's 7 days from now. It's going to be Military Night, presented by Mountain Land Supply Company. Grizzlies are victorious tonight, 3-2. I'm Tyson Whiting, and I'm just pursuing my dream. Hopefully someday, somehow, in some way, we'll find ourselves and get to the National Hockey League. Kansas City broadcaster Joe Benson made his NHL debut earlier this week, calling a St. Louis Blues game on the radio. Hopefully someday I'll meet Joe Benson over in the show. It's a happy one for the Grizzlies. They get a 3-2 victory over the Kansas City Mavericks. I'm Tyson Whiting, and it is what it is. You've been listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network. Good night, everybody.